Chapter 1496. Yu Linglong complained to Ning Shu about the hardships of cultivation, but it was her foundation. If she couldn't cultivate, she might be able to be an ordinary person, but the difference in mentality was enough to destroy a person. If you wanted to take revenge on someone, you had to destroy what she cared about the most. Yu Lioli walked into the room and saw Yu Linglong covered in blood sitting on the bed, screaming at the top of her lungs. Yu Lioli curled her lips. "Second sister, stop screaming. Your dantian is broken, so don't break your throat." Yu Lioli chuckled. "Yu Lioli, you will die a horrible death. I curse you, I curse you." Yu Linglong was so agitated that her entire body was trembling. Only the weak would use such a method to vent. "If you really have the ability, then come and kill me." Yu Lioli's words were quite harsh. Yu Linglong's eyes bulged and she spat out a mouthful of blood. Her face was extremely pale, and she looked like a lamp that was about to run out of oil. Yu Lioli provoked Yu Linglong. "If I hear you curse me again, I will make you unable to speak." A bag of poison could make her mute. Yu Linglong smiled bitterly. "The heavens are really unfair. Why are they so unfair? There is no such thing as fairness. The winner takes all. When you wanted to kill me, you should have thought that you would end up like this. I am just returning an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth." Yu Lioli sneered and turned to leave. Yu Linglong stared at Yu Lioli's back with resentment. Ning Shu said to her, "The more you suffer, the happier Yu Lioli will be. Why use your miserable appearance to please Yu Lioli?" Yu Linglong looked at Ning Shu with red eyes and tears. It seemed like tears of blood were flowing out. "But I hate it, I hate it. Don't you have pills to repair your dantian? Why do you have to torture yourself like this?" Ning Shu said, "It's not like there is no hope. Pills to repair one's foundation are so precious. How could grandfather ask for such a divine pill for me? Besides, I don't even know if I can wait for such a divine pill." Yu Linglong said disheartenedly. Her face turned even paler. Ning Shu said, "No matter what, there is no meaning in torturing yourself like this. Take the pills and recover your body." Ning Shu left Yu Linglong's courtyard and chased after Yu Lioli. Yu Lioli's expression didn't look too good. "What are you saying to that trash of a sister of mine? What, do you still want to rely on her?" Ning Shu replied, "I've never thought of relying on anyone." Yu Lioli was just about to say something when her expression changed. She couldn't help but curse. Ning Shu rolled his eyes and asked, "What's wrong?" Yu Lioli concealed her horrified expression and calmly said, "I'm fine." She turned around and hurried back to her courtyard. Ning Shu frowned as he looked at Yu Lioli's back. What happened to jade glazed glass? Ning Shu suddenly thought of the soul in Jade Glaze's sea of consciousness. Calculating the time, Glazed Jade's man should have regained consciousness by now. So that spirit had communicated with Glazed Jade? That was why Jade Glazed was so shocked. Ning Shu was speechless. Jade Glazed glass was slowly becoming stronger, and she was starting to have connections. Her alchemist master was now waking up again. And she still hadn't broken free from the contract. Instead, she was fighting with the small ball. Her soul was being tossed around so much that it was about to dissipate. Ning Shu was very tired, very tired. Yu Lioli returned to her own courtyard and closed the door as soon as she entered. Clearly, she didn't want Ning Shu to know about the changes in the remnant soul. Ning Shu was a little anxious. When Yu Lioli's wings were fully developed, it would be the day she would retire. And Yu Lioli would contract with other divine beasts in the future. Once she contracted with other divine beasts, there would be someone to replace her. Her existence wouldn't be that important anymore. Ning Shu slapped his forehead. His head hurt. Going head-to-head with the small ball like this was overestimating herself. The small ball didn't change at all under the heat of the fire sun. Ning Shu felt very powerless, deeply powerless. She wasn't afraid that things would be difficult, but she was afraid that it would be useless. Even if it was useless, she still had to do it because she couldn't find any other way. She had no other way. The pain in her soul made Ning Shu want to cry. Sigh, she was so weak. She thought that she was a baby with a strong heart, but sometimes she wasn't very strong. Ning Shu lay on the bed, silently chanting the heart-cleansing mantra in his heart as he stared at the ceiling. The heart-cleansing mantra slowly calmed the anxiety in his heart. Even if he was anxious, there was nothing he could do. Ning Shu took a deep breath. When the library opened tomorrow, he would go in and look for information. The master-servant contract made her too passive. If it was an equal contract, he believed that the person who entrusted him would rather be bitten back than cancel the contract. Ning Shu hated this feeling. She was bound by someone and was being demanded of. She was a free person. She didn't demand anything from others, but no one could imprison her like this. And it was forceful. Freedom was really a precious thing. The freedom of the body and the freedom of the heart. Ning Shu didn't feel it before, but now she suddenly felt that she was really comfortable in the past. No matter what kind of situation she was in, she was free and complete. If there was a comparison, there would be a comparison. With this comparison, Ning Shu felt that even picking up garbage on planet Zelda was a very blissful thing. Along the way, Ning Shu finally knew what he was pursuing. It was freedom. He wanted to live freely without any control. He wanted to live independently and freely. Ning Shu was reminiscing about the past on the bed when he heard a sound on the roof. Ning Shu couldn't help but blink. Was someone trying to assassinate him in the middle of the night? Then, Ning Shu heard the sound of fighting next door and Yu Liuli's delicate voice. "Who are you?" Ning Shu got out of bed and broke the window outside Yu Liuli's room to see what was going on inside. He saw Yu Liuli fighting with a few men in black. Moreover, these men in black weren't weak. Yu Liuli was having a hard time dealing with them. "Kong Lin, are you dead?" Yu Liuli shouted to Ning Shu. Ning Shu had no choice but to break the window and go in to save Yu Liuli. When the men in black saw Ning Shu, they immediately said, "Retreat!" "Stop," one of them. "I want to see who wants to assassinate me," Yu Liuli ordered Ning Shu with a solemn face when she saw that the men were about to run away. These assassins ran even faster and disappeared from the courtyard in a flash. Ning Shu spread his hands. They ran too fast. "You don't know how to chase. Kong Lin, I've seen through you. Don't forget that our lives are tied together," Yu Liuli said coldly. Ning Shu sat down. "Those are men of sacrifice. If they're caught, they might bite their tongues and commit suicide. Also, they ran away when they saw me. This means that they know who I am. Think carefully. Did you offend someone?" Yu Liuli frowned as she pondered. "Was it sent by the fifth prince? Is it because I beat him up so badly during the competition? Or did you Linglong send them? Or did grandfather want to kill me?" Ning Shu was speechless. How did he offend so many people? Moreover, these people that Yu Liuli mentioned were all possible. Chapter 1497. Yu Liuli was inexplicably assassinated, so she was in a bad mood. Her face darkened as she wondered who it was that wanted to kill her. Ning Shu yawned. "Since those assassins have left, I'm going to sleep too." Yu Liuli stopped Ning Shu. Ning Shu grunted. "What's the matter? If you stay with me, those assassins might come back." Yu Liuli's expression was a bit ugly. She probably felt that she had lost her dignity talking to Ning Shu. She was also unhappy that Ning Shu didn't have any self-awareness as a contracted divine beast and didn't know how to protect its master. Ning Shu asked, "Then where do I sleep, on the same bed as you? Do you divine beasts need to sleep every day?" Yu Liuli asked in surprise. "I don't know if other divine beasts don't sleep, but I need to sleep every day. My schedule is very regular." Ning Shu said indifferently. Yu Liuli said, "This isn't something to be proud of." Yu Liuli slept on the bed while Ning Shu sat on the stool and rested on the table. Xian stayed close to Yu Liuli to protect her. The assassins that ran away didn't come back, so Ning Shu really didn't feel comfortable sleeping on the table. After dawn, she had to go to the academy again. Ning Shu really wanted to lie on the bed and sleep. Because her soul was injured, she was in a daze. Her mind wasn't clear at all. However, today was the day that the library was open. She had to go there and take a look. Maybe she could find some useful information. Yu Liuli was assassinated at night. When she woke up in the morning, she had a thick murderous aura around her. She looked like the murderer. Yu Liuli suspected Yu Linglong the most because she destroyed Yu Linglong's cultivation foundation. Yu Linglong would definitely take revenge on her. Ning Shu ignored Yu Lioli's oppressive aura and headed straight to the library the moment she arrived at the academy. The academy's library was much larger than Ning Shu had imagined. There were all kinds of cultivation materials and even pill recipes. Ning Shu saw the pill recipes and took them out. Her memory was very good, so she could memorize them after looking at them twice. These things couldn't be taken out of the library, so Ning Shu had to memorize them. Ning Shu quickly scanned through the pill formula. It was definitely not wrong to memorize more things. Moreover, she was also someone who could concoct pills. Ning Shu felt that he knew a lot of things, but when faced with this contract, his claws were numb. Finally, Ning Shu saw the pill formula for the Nourishing Spirit pill. The Nourishing Spirit pill was used to nourish the soul and repair damaged soul. Ning Shu slapped his thigh. Why didn't he think of using pills to alleviate his pain? With enough power, he would be able to solve the time bomb in his sea of consciousness. It was not a time bomb, but a dog leash. Ning Shu memorized the heaven and earth treasures required for the pill formula, and then looked for pills that could repair the Dantian. Yu Linglong's Dantian was broken. If she ate the heaven-mending pill, she might be able to cultivate again. Even though he had lost his strength and had to cultivate from scratch, it was still better to be able to cultivate than to be a cripple for the rest of his life. Ning Shu memorized a lot of pill formulas and then looked for information about the contract. It was similar to what he knew. There was no way to remove it. Ning Shu stayed until the library closed. He didn't wait for Yu Lioli and went straight back to the Yu family. After returning to the Yu family, Ning Shu went straight to find Yu Xiongfei. I have something to tell you. Ning Shu went straight to the point and said to Yu Xiongfei. When Yu Xiongfei saw Ning Shu, his expression was a bit wary and a bit nervous. He cupped his hands and asked, "Is there something you need?" "Last night, Yu Lioli was assassinated," Ning Shu said while observing Yu Xiongfei's expression. Yu Xiongfei frowned, and then said nervously, "Is Lioli okay?" "She didn't tell me this morning." Ning Shu drank a mouthful of tea. "Let's talk frankly. I know you sent the assassin to kill Yu Lioli." Yu Xiongfei couldn't help but laugh. "You really like to joke. Lioli is my granddaughter. How could I kill my own granddaughter?" Ning Shu said lazily, "Of course you did it for the stability of the Yu family. Yu Lioli is capable, but she has a rebellious nature and doesn't care about family. She destroyed Yu Linglong's Dantian. So, Yu Lioli's strength might not be a good thing for the Yu family. So, you were the one who sent the assassin last night. To know where Yu Lioli lived and which room, it was most likely someone from this mansion. You must be joking. The Yu family can't kill each other. Moreover, Lioli is my granddaughter, the daughter of my favorite youngest son. She is the only child left behind by my youngest son." Yu Xiongfei didn't panic and said with a smile, "If Yu Lioli is no longer the Yu Lioli of the past, then you won't have to worry about anything." Ning Shu said casually. Yu Xiongfei's face trembled. "Lioli is Lioli. How could she not be Lioli?" Ning Shu didn't believe him. It was said that a leopard couldn't change its spots. How could a person's personality suddenly change 180 degrees? "I'm not going to blame you for sending the assassin to kill Yu Lioli. I just want to ask you for a favor." Ning Shu took out the pill recipe. "Please prepare the ingredients on this." The Yu family was a big family. He believed that the Yu family could take out these things. She really needed the vitality pill. If her soul was damaged, she might become a fool with an incomplete soul. Yu Xiongfei took the paper and shook his head. "These things are too precious. My Yu family can't take them out." Ning Shu took out another piece of paper and pushed it in front of Yu Xiongfei. "In exchange, I can help you refine the heaven-mending pill to repair Yu Linglong's Dantian. How about it?" Yu Xiongfei hurriedly picked up the paper, but when he saw the ingredients on it, his face revealed a difficult expression. The things on this paper were even rarer. Yu Xiongfei respectfully asked Ning Shu, "Are you also an alchemist?" Ning Shu nodded. "Don't worry. As long as you help me find the ingredients and a pill furnace, I will definitely give you the heaven-mending pill." Yu Xiongfei was a little moved. Finally, he asked, "Since you came to this old man, Does Liuli know that she allowed you to refine the heaven-mending pill to repair Yu Linglong's dantian? Ning Shu shook his head. She doesn't know about this. It's a deal between you and me. Of course, I won't be stupid enough to tell her. If you want to cooperate, we can make an oath. Ning Shu said. Yu Xiongfei cupped his hands. This old man naturally believes in you. This old man will go and collect the ingredients. Ning Shu and Yu Xiongfei both made an oath. This oath was equivalent to a contract. If one party violated it, they would suffer a backlash from the heavens. With this kind of rule, many things were much simpler. Yu Xiongfei saw that Ning Shu had made an oath, and his expression relaxed. Thank you for helping Ling Long. If Ling Long is really reborn, I will definitely follow you and serve you. Chapter 1498. Ning Shu waved his hand. There's no need to serve me. This is a deal. Find me a secret place so I can concoct pills. Looking at the time, Yu Liuli should be back soon. I'll take my leave first. Ning Shu left Yu Xiongfeng's study. Ning Shu returned to his room and sat cross-legged on the bed to cultivate. He wasn't dealing with the ball in his consciousness, but rather he was cultivating by inhaling and exhaling spiritual energy. After he ate the vitality pill and nourished his soul, he would be able to slowly fight against this thing. Ning Shu cultivated for a while before he heard urgent knocks on his door. It was accompanied by Yu Liuli's unhappy voice. Kong Lin, open the door. Ning Shu came down from his bed and opened the door. He saw Yu Liuli's cold face. You didn't even greet me when you came back from the school. Do you know that I was looking for you everywhere? Yu Liuli was very unhappy. Since you don't want to be my contracted beast, I'll fulfill your wish. Yu Liuli said angrily. Ning Shu's heart skipped a beat. Yu Liuli couldn't be thinking of killing her, right? That shouldn't be the case. Yu Liuli was very weak now, and there were people who wanted to assassinate her. How could she kill her at such a time? Yu Liuli was very angry. Angry that Ning Shu ignored her and didn't even greet her. Yu Liuli felt that her dignity was being trampled on. She hated Ning Shu even more for ignoring her as her contracted beast. What was the difference between this and betrayal? Yu Liuli wanted a contracted beast that could get along well with each other, understand her thoughts, and be considerate. Not like this. I'm not feeling well, so I came back first. Ning Shu explained. If you're not feeling well and you want to come back, why didn't you greet me? You're not even putting me in your eyes. Yu Liuli was getting angrier. This little peacock is like what you said. He has bad intentions. You're weak now and can't suppress him. A magnetic voice rang out in Yu Liuli's mind. I'll come out and scare him, Intian said. Following which, a wisp of smoke floated out from between Yu Liuli's eyebrows, and a peerlessly handsome man appeared. As soon as he appeared, the atmosphere in the room became very tense. Ning Shu looked at the man who had suddenly appeared and asked warily, Who are you? Yin Tian was a spiritual body. He had probably just woken up for a while, so his soul was still a little weak. But she could also see the man's face clearly. His hair was slanted to his temples, and he was incomparably domineering. He used to be a very powerful man. But now, his soul was even thinner than hers. A mere peacock dares to treat this Lord's disciple in such a manner? Yin Tian spoke in a domineering manner. His legs floated in the air as a powerful aura gushed forth from him. Ning Shu was expressionless. You're already dead. Don't come out and wander around. Yin Tian's expression cracked as the aura on his body grew even stronger. Ning Shu surged towards him with an earth-shattering momentum. What disciple? I don't know where you got this evildoer from. You want to deceive my master? Dream on. Ning Shu activated the fire yang energy in his dantian. He formed a seal with both hands, forming a golden talisman which he threw towards Yin Tian. The talisman turned into a ray of light and instantly entered Yin Tian's body. Yin Tian's spiritual body was emitting black smoke. He was someone who had cultivated to become a god, so he was able to deal with the talisman in an instant. However, his soul suddenly became very transparent. Yu Liuli was dumbfounded. She roared at Ning Shu, What are you doing? I don't know where this monster came from, but he wants to hurt you. I'll beat him to death right now. As Ning Shu spoke, his hands formed a seal. His fingers moved so fast that they left afterimages. Ning Shu pointed at Yin Tian and the talisman turned into a ray of light and shot towards Yin Tian. Yin Tian was now in a spiritual body, so he couldn't use many of his techniques. Moreover, Ning Shu's talisman was meant to target the soul. Furthermore, it was strengthened by the fire-yang energy, which was very harmful to the soul. Yin Tian's spiritual body was almost transparent as it entered Yu Lu Li's forehead and disappeared. Do you know what you're doing? Yin Tian suddenly entered Yu Lu Li's sea of consciousness, causing her to feel very uncomfortable. What made Yu Lu Li even more uncomfortable was that Yin Tian came out to help her suppress this disobedient peacock. Instead, his soul was weakened. Now, Yin Tian in her sea of consciousness had fallen into a deep sleep. Ning Shu shrugged and said, I'm helping you by letting such a spiritual body enter your body. When he gets stronger, he might take over your body and devour your soul. You're talking nonsense. Yu Linglong didn't believe that Yin Tian was such a person. Moreover, Yin Tian would always guide her when she had problems with her cultivation. Moreover, Yin Tian was an expert in alchemy and knew many awesome pill recipes. Yu Lu Li laughed coldly, I think you're the one who's always plotting against me. CSI? Ning Shu held his head. It started again. Suddenly, someone took a hammer and smashed her soul. It was so painful. Using the hammer to smash, using violence to tear. It was too painful. Ning Shu supported himself against the wall. What I said is true. When your body gets stronger, he will take it for himself. Shut up. Yu Lu Li scolded. Do you know that to me, he's both a teacher and a friend? He taught me many things. Now, because of you, he has fallen into a deep sleep. Yu Lu Li slammed the door and left. You better reflect on yourself. Ning Shu sat on the ground, his face twisted. He chuckled. At least Yin Tian had fallen into a deep sleep. If it was the Yin Tian from 1,000 years ago, it might be possible for him to stand up for Yu Linglong. But now, he was just a spiritual soul, so it was a little difficult. Otherwise, it would be a waste of her experience as a ghost hunter and blood hunter. However, Yin Tian was indeed capable. If it was an ordinary soul, it would have been scattered. But Yin Tian was still able to enter Yu Lu Li's sea of consciousness. Ning Shu held his head in pain. Yu Lu Li was really angry. She left Ning Shu alone in the room in pain. It was so painful that Ning Shu's consciousness blurred. He felt as if his soul was about to be ejected from his body. Ning Shu's heart sank. If his soul really was ejected from his body, then the mission would be over. Ning Shu gritted his teeth and tried his best to relax. He lay on the bed and chanted the clear heart incantation. After a night, when Ning Shu opened his eyes in the morning, he found that his mind was in a mess. As long as he thought about something, his head would explode in pain. His soul had once again suffered great damage. Ning Shu's body felt so heavy that he wouldn't be able to lift it up in his lifetime. Ning Shu decided to just lie on the bed and didn't want to move. When he attacked Yin Tian again, Ning Shu had already thought of the consequences. Yin Tian had fallen into a deep sleep. He was using the 7 injuries fists, which hurt himself as well as others. However, it seemed that Yu Lu Li's attitude towards Yin Tian was very subtle. Could it be that the two of them had already created sparks of love? Chapter 1499. Ever since Ning Shu beat Yin Tian into a deep sleep, the relationship between Ning Shu and Jade Glazedly dropped to a freezing point. No matter where Jade Glazedly went, she no longer called Ning Shu. And Ning Shu's soul was severely injured. His face was as pale as a ghost, and he walked like a willow branch swaying in the wind. Just like the female version of Lindayu. Ning Shu felt that it was good that Jade Glazedly didn't want to see him. Ning Shu had been cultivating all this time, but the damage to his soul wasn't so easy to deal with. He could only wait for Yu Xiongfei to find the ingredients. Jade Glazedly ignored Ning Shu. She didn't even call Ning Shu for the academy trial. The academy trial would take a few days. Ning Shu wasn't anxious at all. Because Jade Glazedly wouldn't die at all. She could always turn misfortune into fortune. She had to wait at home for the pill refinement. She had to quickly resolve the contract. If there were no accidents, Jade Glazedly would contract with a powerful divine beast when she went out this time. At that time, she would really be obliterated. Young master, Patriarch wants you to go over. The servant girl entered the room and bowed to Ning Shu. Ning Shu was delighted. The ingredients must have been gathered. Ning Shu thanked the servant girl and prepared to go to Yu Xiongfei's study. Young master, let me lead the way. The servant girl Ning Shu said. Young master must not know where Patriarch's study is. I will take you there. Ning Shu. The corners of Ning Shu's mouth twitched. Being looked at like this by the little maid, she really couldn't refuse. She nodded. Take me there. The servant girl led the way to Yu Xiongfei's study. Along the way, the servant girl kept talking to Ning Shu. She raised her head to look at Ning Shu. Looking at Ning Shu's face, her eyes sparkled. Ning Shu. Ning Shu felt very awkward being stared at by someone of the same sex. I'm a divine beast. Miss, you don't even want your life for beauty? However, his face was really good-looking. Wherever he went, people would look at him. The maidservant sent Ning Shu to the door of the study and didn't dare to go in. Ning Shu pushed open the door of the study room. Seeing Yu Xiongfeng, he asked, Is everything ready? It's all ready. What the clan doesn't have, I bought from the trading company. Ning Shu nodded. Thank you for your hard work. Now, bring me to refine pills. Yu Xiongfei opened the secret room in the study. There was a secret passageway. The secret passage led to a small house. This is the house I bought. It has a quiet environment and is very suitable for you to refine pills. Ning Shu looked at the pill furnace in the room. There were quite a few ingredients. They were all rare heavenly materials and earthly treasures that were stored in jade boxes. This old man will stand guard outside, Yu Xiongfei said to Ning Shu. His expression was both expectant and nervous. It took a lot of effort to gather all these things. If this divine beast could really refine pills, he would be an alchemist. It would be good for the clan to have an alchemist on their side. Ning Shu released the power of the sun at the bottom of the furnace. Then, he began to slowly put the ingredients in the furnace. He released his mental energy and monitored the situation in the furnace. Ning Shu released his mental energy. His head hurt like needles, but Ning Shu gritted his teeth and endured. As long as he could refine the vitality pill, it could repair his soul and mental energy and strengthen his soul. This way, he wouldn't have to worry about his soul being damaged when dealing with the small ball. The vitality pill was a relatively high-grade pill. Ning Shu had to constantly pay attention to the situation in the furnace. If he failed, he would only have one set of ingredients. He wouldn't even have a spare. However, after being punished by the jade glaze, the condition of his soul wasn't very good. Ning Shu was clenching his teeth and enduring. The vitality pill was very difficult to refine. After all, it was a pill that targeted the soul. Ning Shu didn't know how long he stayed in the room. He only knew that the sky darkened and brightened, and brightened and darkened. Ning Shu's eyes were bloodshot. He really wanted to lie down and rest for a while. However, when he smelled the pill fragrance coming from the furnace, Ning Shu's spirit was lifted. Just by smelling the pill fragrance, Ning Shu felt incomparably comfortable. After the pill fragrance came out, Ning Shu didn't rush to refine it. Instead, he slowly nourished it. Yu Xiongfei, who was guarding outside the room, smelled the pill fragrance. His eyes lit up. He clenched his fist and smashed it into his palm. Great, there was hope for the heaven-mending pill. To be able to let Yu Linglong cultivate again, Yu Xiongfei was very happy. Although Yu Liuli was the daughter of his favorite son, with Yu Liuli around, the Yu family couldn't be at peace. Moreover, it wasn't certain if the current Yu Liuli was the real Yu Liuli. Ning Shu's heart was faintly filled with joy, like a small grass sprouting from the soil. It was time to come out of the furnace. Ning Shu opened the lid of the furnace. The pill fragrance was even stronger. There were 6 round pills lying at the bottom of the furnace. They were faintly emitting steam. Ning Shu hurriedly put the pills into a bottle and stuffed one into his mouth. As soon as the pill entered his mouth, it turned into a warm current that flowed to every corner of his body. Immediately after, Ning Shu felt a cool feeling enter his soul. It was so comfortable that Ning Shu felt like he was going to ascend to heaven. Moreover, the dull pain also slowly disappeared. Ning Shu's mouth revealed a smile. It had been a long time since he was so excited. Ning Shu's eyes lit up. He didn't look like he had endured for several days at all. Ning Shu opened the door and blocked the strong light from outside. Yu Xiongfei hurriedly asked, "Did you succeed?" Ning Shu nodded. "I successfully refined the pill I needed. I will rest for a while before continuing to refine the heaven-mending pill." "Yes, have a good rest. Refining pills is a very difficult thing." Ning Shu rested in the room arranged by Yu Xiongfei. Now, he was full of energy and tried to fight with the small ball in his sea of consciousness. Ning Shu poured out his spiritual force and soul force, preparing to envelop the small ball. The small ball trembled and directly shook off Ning Shu's power. Ning Shu spat out a mouthful of blood. His soul was torn apart like a piece of paper. Ning Shu hurriedly ate a Yulioli pill. The Yulioli pill repaired Ning Shu's soul, and the tearing pain slowly disappeared. It seemed like he had to prepare this for a long time. Ning Shu opened the door and said to Yu Xiongfei, "Help me find the ingredients for the Yulioli pill. Every time I refine a Yulioli pill, I will help you refine a pill. In the future, if the Yu clan needs to refine any pills, I will try my best to help." Yu Xiongfei nodded. "I will try my best, but the ingredients for the Yulioli pill are too expensive." Ning Shu stretched his neck. He was going to refine the heaven-mending pill for Yu Linglong. With the success of refining the Yulioli pill last time, refining the heaven-mending pill this time was much easier. In addition, he was full of energy and felt much more relaxed. This time, when he was refining the pill, there were pill patterns on the pill. Only high-quality pills would have pill patterns. Moreover, there were 8 pills. Ning Shu was overjoyed. His alchemy skills were one step closer. It was not in vain that he worked so hard to refine pills with kelp. Ning Shu was very satisfied. What made him even happier was that these skills allowed him to get out of trouble time and time again. The heavens did not let him down. Ning Shu placed the piping hot heaven-mending pill into the jade bottle. Yu Linglong could be saved. Chapter 1500. Ning Shu opened the door with a haggard face. Yu Xiongfei asked anxiously, "Is the heaven-mending pill done?" This was their only chance. The ingredients for the heaven-mending pill were hard to gather. Even the Yu clan would not be able to handle it. Ning Shu handed the jade bottle to Yu Xiongfei. "Fortunately, I did not fail you." Yu Xiongfei carefully took the heaven-mending pill and poured out a pill. A strong pill fragrance wafted out. Yu Xiongfei saw that the pill had pill patterns and was pleasantly surprised. He thought that it would be good if he could refine it, but he did not expect it to be a high-quality pill with pill patterns. Moreover, there were several of them. It was already good to have one. This was something that was priceless. A pill that could repair one's dantian and rebuild one's cultivation foundation. Wouldn't people go crazy over it? All the losses could be made up for with these heaven-mending pills. Yu Xiongfei had already thought about it. Out of the 8 pills, he would give one to Yu Linglong and sell the other 2. The money from the sale would be used to find the ingredients for the vitality pill. After that, he would ask the senior to refine a pill that could increase one's strength and heal injuries. "Thank you, senior." Yu Xiongfei hurriedly cupped his hands to Ning Shu. He thought that it was just a divine beast, a barbaric creature. He did not expect it to know the art of alchemy. "I will help you find the ingredients for the vitality pill. Senior, please do not worry. Do not tell Yu Lioli about this," Ning Shu instructed. "I understand." Yu Xiongfei nodded. After that, Ning Shu and Yu Xiongfei returned to the Yu clan through the secret passage. "Keep the vitality pill in mind. Senior, please do not worry." Ning Shu turned into the size of a sparrow and flew back to his room. He saw Yu Lioli sitting in his room. Ning Shu stopped in front of the door and turned into a human. He opened the door and asked, "You are back from the trial?" Yu Linglong was alone. Her face was a little pale. Ning Shu was a little surprised. Yu Linglong should be able to bring back a divine beast. Why did she come back alone? Ning Shu looked around to see if there was a fox or snake following Yu Lioli. Where did you run off to? Jade Glaze asked Ning Shu indifferently. Ning Shu shrugged and said, I'm just strolling around. I haven't seriously strolled around since I came to the human world. I want to see how humans live. Ning Shu opened his mouth to talk nonsense. I can sense that you're lying. Kong Lin, I've tolerated you time and time again. Don't challenge my patience. Yu Lioli sneered. I almost couldn't come back. My contracted divine beast was actually shopping. Yu Lioli was so angry that her face turned green. This time, she met a very powerful divine beast. She originally wanted to contract it, but she couldn't beat the divine beast. On the other hand, Yin Tian fell into a deep sleep after being beaten by Ning Shu. When she was in danger, Yin Tian was forced to wake up and extract the energy in her body to escape. The imprint of the heavens was about to dissipate. At the end of the day, it was this peacock that was dragging them down. He couldn't do his job well, dragging them down and trapping their teammates. Yu Lioli was so angry that she wanted to kill this peacock. But now, she had to rely on the reputation of this divine beast flower peacock to suppress those people with bad intentions. Whenever Yu Lioli thought about how she missed out on a powerful divine beast, her heart would ache. Originally, she could contract a powerful divine beast, one that was even stronger than the flower peacock. But she missed it just like that. If Kong Lin didn't beat Yin Tian into a deep sleep, she wouldn't be so angry and not bring him along when she went to the academy to practice. What made Yu Lioli even angrier was that the peacock really didn't come along. It didn't have any self-awareness as a contracted divine beast. If she brought Kong Lin along, Yin Tian wouldn't have fallen into a deep sleep. She was confident that she could take down that divine beast. That was a top-tier divine beast. The root of the matter was Kong Lin. It was all this rotten peacock's fault. Yu Lioli told herself not to be angry, but she was still so angry that her face turned purple. Kong Lin, you're good? Yu Lioli said through gritted teeth. Thank you. Ning Shu accepted Yu Lioli's praise. Yu Lioli was so angry that she was panting. One day, she would make this peacock beg for death. How infuriating. Yu Lioli pointed at Ning Shu, then turned and left. Ning Shu looked coldly at Yu Lioli as she slammed the door and left. As long as Yu Lioli didn't die during the contract, she didn't care what Yu Lioli looked like. Ning Shu sat cross-legged on the bed, once again fighting with the small ball in his sea of consciousness. This was a battle of life and death. She had already angered Yu Lioli to this extent. Her future days would definitely be miserable. Ning Shu had no other choice now. He could only stake everything on this one throw. This time, Ning Shu activated the spirit energy dragon in his dantian, as well as the energy of the sun flame. The two dragons turned into light, wrapping around the small ball. Then, Ning Shu used his spiritual energy and soul power to slowly extend over, wrapping around the small ball. Spiritual energy, sun flame, spiritual energy, and soul power wrapped around the small ball at the same time. Since there was no way to break the contract, then this thing would rot in his sea of consciousness. This small ball was actually the thing that Yu Lioli's soul was entangled with. Then, this small ball was protected by the rules, firmly carrying out the master-servant contract. The small ball buzzed and vibrated, shaking off Ning Shu's soul power and mental power. Because the spiritual energy and sun flame didn't have consciousness, they weren't shaken off. Since the connection between her and Yu Lioli was a thread, then she would cut off this thread. Ning Shu hurriedly stuffed a vitality pill into her mouth. A cool stream of energy healed her soul that was about to collapse. When the tearing pain disappeared, Ning Shu released her spiritual energy, vowing to destroy this ball. She wanted to cut off the connection between her and Yu Lioli. Ning Shu experimented with this over and over again. From the very short contact time between the small ball to now, she was able to hold on for a while before being shaken off. This improvement made Ning Shu very happy. Ning Shu felt that there was a familiar aura in this small ball. It should be her soul. Then, she was heavily shaken off. This time, the backlash was unprecedentedly serious. Ning Shu felt that this small ball was filled with anger. It was a feeling of being offended. Ning Shu felt like she was facing the wrath of the heavens and was about to be punished by the heavens. Ning Shu spat out a mouthful of blood far away. A loud sound came from the depths of her soul. Ning Shu felt that her soul was about to dissipate. Her eyes couldn't see, her mind was in chaos, she was about to dissipate. Her soul was like a thread that was pulled on a lead ball, it was about to break. Ning Shu fumbled around, took out a vitality pill and ate it. However, the effect of the vitality pill was minimal, it only made Ning Shu feel a little better. Ning Shu gasped for breath, she was like a fish on the verge of death. She had suffered a backlash from the laws of the heavens and earth. She had challenged the heavens and offended the heavens. Ning Shu stuffed another vitality pill into her mouth. She thought that there would be a way out, but the end was a cliff. Chapter 1501. Ning Shu's Heavenly Tao's backlash this time was very serious. His soul was about to dissipate, and he couldn't see or hear for the time being. Ning Shu felt that her mission must be extremely difficult. How was she going to turn things around in such a situation? Unable to see with her eyes and unable to hear with her ears, Ning Shu's fighting strength had been greatly weakened. He could only rely on his spiritual power to observe the situation around him, but his spiritual power and soul were both heavily injured. The Heavenly Tao's might was mixed with the power of lightning. It seemed like she was really pissed off. Previously, her spiritual power and soul power were all reflected. Now, she was impatient. Ning Shu sat cross-legged on the bed and cultivated, using his spiritual power to repair his eyes and ears. In the morning, Yu Liuli came to call Ning Shu to go to the academy. Ning Shu couldn't hear, but he used his spiritual power to sense that Yu Liuli had entered the room. Ning Shu lay on the bed, not moving at all. Yu Liuli rolled her eyes. She didn't contract a peacock, but a pig. Go to the academy. Yu Liuli pushed Ning Shu. Since it was a contracted divine beast, it should be by her side. Ning Shu grunted. I'm still sleepy. I'm not going. I haven't had a good night's sleep since I came to your Yu family. Yu Liuli was speechless. Lazy people shit and pee a lot. Yu Liuli turned and left. Once Yu Liuli left, Ning Shu sat cross-legged on the bed and began to cultivate. He couldn't be blind forever. The situation now was more serious than before. She had provoked the Heavenly Tao. If there was a next time, Ning Shu felt that she would be directly destroyed. As expected, it was still too difficult to deal with the Heavenly Tao. No, it wasn't too difficult, it was overestimating herself. She thought she could go against the Heavenly Tao. Ning Shu stayed in the room all day to cultivate and repair his eyes. His eyes went from being completely black to being able to see light and blurry figures. Ning Shu looked at the little ball above his sea of consciousness and raised his middle finger. All right, you're the boss, you're the boss. Yu Liuli saw Kong Lin lying on the bed every day, and her face was extremely dark. What a pig! When Yu Liuli came to call Ning Shu again, Ning Shu found an excuse. I think I'm going to fall into a deep sleep soon. After I fall into a deep sleep, I will undergo a tribulation. Don't call me so often, okay? Can't you tell me if you want to go into hibernation? How would I know that you're going into hibernation? You're like a lazy pig. What do I need to do while you're asleep? Jade glazed asked. Her expression relaxed a bit, indicating that this peacock's strength could increase again. Just don't disturb me, Ning Shu said. Then do your best to transcend the tribulation, instructed Ning Shu. Ning Shu nodded and covered his head with the blanket. Yu Liuli had originally wanted to show concern for Ning Shu's needs and cheer him on. It was really embarrassing to cover his head like this. Was she his master or not? Why did it feel like Kong Lin was the master? Yu Liuli didn't disturb him from time to time to show that she was his master. Yu Liuli just wanted to remind Ning Shu to let Ning Shu know his place. Without Yu Liuli disturbing him, Ning Shu was able to cultivate without any worries. His eyes started to recover, and he could hear again. During this period of time, he had spent so much effort, causing injuries all over his body, but in the end he gained nothing. Everything he did was for naught. Ning Shu let out a long sigh. He didn't know what the next mission would be like. Ning Shu felt like the reason why his mission was so difficult was because he chose to avoid it. If he couldn't complete this mission, he would have to do 6 more. 6. Ning Shu's mind was filled with 666. Footsteps could be heard at the door. Ning Shu retracted his strength and stopped cultivating. A maid came in and Ning Shu said, "Young master, the family head wants you to go to the study room." Ning Shu nodded and got down from the bed. "I can find the way this time. I don't need you to lead the way." "Young master," maid Ning Shu shouted. Hearing this sweet voice, Ning Shu had goosebumps all over his body. He quickly left. In the study room, Yu Xiongfei and Yu Linglong were talking. Seeing Ning Shu come in, Yu Linglong hurriedly bowed to Ning Shu. "Many thanks to Senior for saving my life and bringing Linglong back to life. I will never be able to repay this great kindness." "Come back to life." A light flashed in Ning Shu's mind. She slapped her thigh. That's right, why didn't she think of that? Since the contract could only be broken by death, then she would die. Ning Shu had always avoided death. If she wanted to live, she had to face it head-on. If she couldn't win against the laws of the world, then she could use normal methods to break the contract. If the contract could only be broken by death, then she would die at the right time. Ning Shu let out a long breath. She saw another path, but this path required a lot of preparation. Not bad, not bad. Ning Shu looked at Yu Linglong with a smile. It was Yu Linglong's words that gave him an idea. Yu Linglong saw Ning Shu staring at her and her face turned red. Being stared at by a male, and a very handsome one at that, of course she would feel shy. "Senior, the things you asked me to prepare have been prepared." Yu Xiongfei saw a divine beast staring at his daughter. He was really afraid that this beast would have some improper thoughts about his granddaughter. Ning Shu smiled and nodded. "I have other things for you to find. Help me prepare them." Ning Shu pushed a piece of paper in front of Yu Xiongfei. "As for the things you prepared, I also want them. This time, what pill do you want to refine? I will refine it." "Many thanks, Senior." "This time, I have prepared the ingredients for the life essence pill," Yu Xiongfei said. Ning Shu looked at Yu Xiongfei. "This pill is for you? I am ashamed. If I don't break through, this old man will turn into a pile of yellow soil. Eating the life essence pill can increase my lifespan and give me more time to break through," Yu Xiongfei said. Ning Shu nodded. "Okay." Ning Shu said to Yu Linglong, "Since you can cultivate, then cultivate well. You are you, Yulioli is Yulioli. You don't have to compare yourself with her. There were too many powerful people out there. If she was always jealous, what good would it do her?" Linglong thanked Senior for the guidance. Yu Linglong bowed to Ning Shu. After experiencing this matter, Yu Linglong was much more mature than before. He would probably cherish the talent that he had lost and then regained. Ning Shu and Yu Xiongfei walked through the secret passage to the small courtyard where they refined pills. First, they refined the vitality pill that they needed. Her soul was in need of the vitality pill. She would not mind too much. After that, she refined the life essence pill. Yu Xiongfei probably did not have much lifespan left, which was why he was in a hurry to refine the life essence pill. The path of cultivation was filled with difficulties and difficulties. Every step was a test of one's talent and will. Ning Shu obtained another bottle of nourishing spirit pills and ate one of them. A cool feeling flowed through his soul. However, the effect was not as good as the first time. His body had developed a resistance to the pills. Moreover, if he ate too many pills, his body would produce pill toxins. The toxins would hide in the body and no one knew what side effects there would be. Chapter 1502. Ning Shu gave the life essence pill to Yu Xiongfei. This pill will only increase your lifespan by half. No matter how much you eat it in the future, it won't increase your lifespan. Lifespan was determined by the heavens. Eating a pill could increase it infinitely. How could there be such a good thing? Yu Xiongfei took the pill. It's already very good. If I really can't comprehend it, then it's my fate. Find the materials I asked you to find as soon as possible, Ning Shu instructed. After that, Ning Shu worked hard to cultivate and didn't leave his room. He wanted to be able to face the heavenly tribulation as soon as possible. When he had nothing to do, Ning Shu went out to look for talismans, cinnabar, and so on. He cut his finger and squeezed out some blood, mixing it with the cinnabar and preparing to draw talismans. Ning Shu sank his qi into his dantian and mobilized the spirit qi in his body to draw talismans. But footsteps sounded at the door. Ning Shu quickly put away the things on the table and stuffed them under the bed. Then he lay down on the bed. Jade Glazed came in. Her nose twitched and she walked to the bedside. Ning Shu asked, "Why is there the smell of blood?" Ning Shu opened his eyes. "What smell of blood? I don't smell it." "I'm very sensitive to the smell of blood." Jade Glazed sniffed again. "Okay, I didn't want to tell you," Ning Shu said helplessly. "I suffered from qi deviation and vomited blood." Jade Glazed had a doubtful expression. "Really?" Ning Shu nodded. "Really? I heard that you've been very close to my grandfather recently?" Jade Glazed looked coldly at Ning Shu. Ning Shu's expression didn't change. "Who did you hear that from? There's no smoke without fire. What are you up to now?" Ning Shu asked Jade Glazed. "What could I be up to? I suffered from qi deviation and asked your grandfather for an ice heart pill," Ning Shu said. "And I'm your contracted beast. I can't do anything harmful to you." Ning Shu saw Jade Glazed's doubtful expression and calmly explained. Yu Liuli frowned. "I don't believe you. If you don't believe me, there's nothing I can do about it." Ning Shu's expression was as if it was up to him to believe it or not. "How did you get qi deviation?" Yu Liuli changed the topic. Ning Shu only said, "It's probably because she saw the colorful world of humans. Her mind isn't as pure as before." "I see that you're quite happy with the flowers," Jade Glaze said disdainfully. Ning Shu had an innocent look on his face. "When have I ever been a playboy? In all honesty, even if her body was that of a man, her core was that of a woman. How could she do such a cruel thing? Don't you like it when so many girls look at you?" He even waved at them. Did he really think that he was a charmer? Ning Shu shrugged. "If they want to see, I can't gouge out their eyelids, can I?" Yu Liuli chuckled, her disdain evident on her face. Ning Shu was speechless. "Am I supposed to stare at you all the time? It's best if I don't find out that you and grandfather are doing something shady. I suspect that grandfather sent someone to assassinate me that night," Yu Liuli said to Ning Shu. Yu Liuli also suspected Yu Xiongfei. They were family, but they wanted to kill each other. However, strictly speaking, Yu Liuli was no longer Yu Ji's woman. She was Yu Xiongfei's granddaughter. Ning Shu nodded. "I know. Do you have some kind of pill on you?" Yu Liuli's expression darkened. Ning Shu asked. Ning Shu was confused. "What pill?" "I'm asking you," Yu Liuli said happily. "What pill are you talking about?" Ning Shu didn't understand. Yu Liuli was silent for a moment, then said, "It's a pill that can repair the soul." Ning Shu, "Fuck, how did Yu Liuli know? Was she exposed?" Ning Shu shook his head. "You do. I know you do. Hurry up and take it out. I'm your master. Are you going to go against my orders?" Yu Liuli looked anxious. If it weren't for the difference between men and women, she would have pounced on Ning Shu and snatched the pill. Ning Shu asked, "What do you want the pill for?" "Yin Tian fell into a deep sleep because of you. He needs the pill now," Yu Liuli said. Ning Shu asked again, "Then how do you know I have the pill?" "Yin Tian told me." Yu Liuli spread her hands. "Give it to me." Ning Shu shook his head. "I was punished by you twice. My soul is about to dissipate. I want to keep the pill for myself. Do you know why I went crazy? It's because my soul was damaged. It wasn't easy for me to get this pill." Yu Liuli sighed and apologized to Ning Shu. "I was too impatient before. That's why I punished you. Give the pill to me first. Yin Tian is about to dissipate." Yin Tian in her consciousness was as transparent as a bubble. It burst with a single poke. Ning Shu was speechless. Yin Tian really had a dog's nose. He could even sense what she had on her. It was terrifying. Yin Tian might have already seen everything on Yu Liuli's body. "Aren't you an alchemist? You can refine it. I stole this pill. I won't be able to steal it next time," Ning Shu said. Ning Shu really couldn't bear to give the vitality pill to Yu Liuli, Do you think soul-nourishing pills are cabbages? Yu Li only thought of herself as a genius alchemist. But with her current alchemy skills, it was still difficult for her to refine soul-nourishing pills. Give me the pill first. When I'm able to refine it, I'll refine it for you. Yu Li promised Ning Shu. Ning Shu was speechless. But what about my injuries? Ning Shu said pitifully. You can still hold on, but Yin Tian is about to dissipate. There are priorities. I'll make it up to you in the future. Ning Shu took a deep breath. It seemed like he wouldn't be able to escape if he didn't take out the pill today. Ning Shu took out the jade bottle. There are 2 pills in here. Leave one for me. Yu Li took the jade bottle. I'll keep both pills first. I'll work hard to improve my alchemy skills. We have a long future ahead of us. Yin Tian can't wait. Ning Shu, we have a long future ahead of us? No way. Yu Li took the pill and left happily with a smile on her face. Yu Li, who was always arrogant and mocking, could smile so gently and sweetly. She looked just like a young girl. Ning Shu was flustered in the wind. He stuffed his hands into his sleeves and sat on the bed. He looked so pitiful that he was begging for food. She took away her pill so heartlessly. Ning Shu touched his pocket. There was still a bottle inside. Ning Shu popped a pill into his mouth and started cultivating. The next day, Yu Li came to Ning Shu again and asked, "Where did you steal the pill?" Ning Shu was speechless. Don't tell me you're thinking of stealing it?" Ning Shu asked. Yu Li nodded. "I don't have a choice. The Yin Tian needs it now." Why was there such a huge difference between people? Chapter 1503. I stole from an auction house. I've already stolen everything. There's no point for you to go. Which auction house? Bring me, Yu Li said. Ning Shu was speechless. That's not a good idea. You've already lost something and now they're on high alert. Ning Shu rejected Yu Li tactfully. Who the hell knew which auction house it was? Even if it's a dangerous place, we still have to take the risk. Yin Tian's soul can't take it anymore, Yu Li said anxiously. Ning Shu, so touching, damn it. How should he deal with this? Was he really going to bring Yu Li to the auction house? I think it's better to bring the money to the auction house. Stealing won't work. Maybe the auction house has pills. Ning Shu shrugged. Yu Li looked worried. She didn't have money. She heard Yin Tian say that it was a high-grade pill. It definitely wouldn't be cheap. Ning Shu suggested, aren't you an alchemist? You can refine pills, sell them, and then buy those pills. Wouldn't that be enough? Yu Li glanced at Ning Shu. If she could refine pills to nourish the soul, why would she buy them? She could only refine low-grade pills now. Yu Li's expression froze. Then she said, I know. Cultivate well. With that, she turned and left. Ning Shu was speechless. How crazy! Yin Tian must have said something to Yu Li. No matter what they were up to, it was fine as long as they didn't disturb her. Ning Shu had been cultivating. Yu Li left early and came back late. She didn't even go home. She didn't know what she was busy with. Anyway, the best way to get along was that you don't disturb me and I don't disturb you. Also, Yu Li didn't trust her. No matter what she did, she wouldn't bring her along. Ning Shu waited for a long time. Finally, Yu Xiongfei prepared the ingredients she needed. She felt that she was about to go through a tribulation. If she didn't prepare now, it would be too late. Ning Shu got the ingredients and went to refine the pills she needed. After that, he drew a talisman and put it on his body. Then, he borrowed a low-grade divine artifact from Yu Xiongfei. When Yu Xiongfei took out Miracle, Yu Xiongfei's heart ached so much that his face trembled. He didn't want to borrow it. It was Yu Linglong who persuaded Yu Xiongfei to lend the item to Ning Shu. Ning Shu, on the other hand, was quite grateful to Yu Linglong. Ning Shu had a much better impression of Yu Linglong than Yu Li. Yu Li at least knew to return the favor. Yu Li, on the other hand, it was hard to explain. Ning Shu took the divine artifact, refined pills, and talisman paper and left a note for Jade Glaze. He said that the time of his tribulation was approaching and that he had gone deep into the mountains to undergo his tribulation. He might not be able to return in a short period of time and told Yu Lioli not to worry. After pressing the note under the kettle on the table, Ning Shu transformed into a peacock and flew away. Ning Shu was flying in the sky, looking for a secluded place to transcend the tribulation. This time, Ning Shu had made a risky move. If things went wrong, he might really die. Therefore, he had to be very careful. Ning Shu found a place. This mountain range was a land of death for humans. There was a lot of poisonous swamp gas, as well as some terrifying spirit beasts, and things that came in groups. Ning Shu found a cave. There was a gray bear sleeping in this cave, and Ning Shu directly threw it out. The gray bear, who was in a daze, fell to the ground with a thud. It immediately roared and rushed towards the cave entrance. But before it reached the cave entrance, it immediately turned and ran. Ning Shu released her divine beast pressure, and the grizzly bear immediately shriveled up and ran away in a panic. The world of spirit beasts was the law of the jungle. Whoever was strong was the reason. Ning Shu only occupied the gray bear's den and didn't kill it. The gray bear ran so fast because it was afraid that Ning Shu would kill it. Ning Shu covered his nose. This cave was really smelly. Bears really didn't like to be clean at all. Ning Shu cleaned up the cave and then stayed. Ning Shu began to set up the array around the cave with the divine artifact as the array core. She was going to transcend the tribulation here. Ning Shu was a little worried. He felt that the day of the tribulation was getting closer and closer. He could only continue to strengthen the array formation. Success or failure depended on this. In order to be able to break the contract, Ning Shu was really going all out. After that, Ning Shu smeared some herbal juice on his body. This grass was called thundergrass because when it was smeared on the body, it would be as painful as being struck by lightning. It was named thundergrass. However, this grass could strengthen the body and increase the body's tolerance. Ning Shu took the thundergrass every day and smeared it on his body. When this stuff was smeared on the body, it was a heart-wrenching pain. It was even more painful than smearing spicy on the body. As long as it was smeared, the body would feel as if it had been electrocuted. Every cell was moaning. It was very painful. However, it was obvious that the skin's tolerance was much higher and had become much tougher. If he jumped into the bone-chilling ice lake, he wouldn't feel cold at all. When the heavenly tribulation came, he would first have the array formation to withstand it. Then, even if it struck his body would be tougher and he might be able to withstand it for a while. Ning Shu smeared the thundergrass juice on his body every day. However, when he saw his own masculine features, Ning Shu felt as if his eyes were smeared with the thundergrass juice. It was so spicy that he couldn't open his eyes. His skin had become tough, but his internal organs were very fragile. Ning Shu looked at the thundergrass juice. After thinking for a while, he put a little in his mouth. Ning Shu couldn't feel his mouth anymore. It felt as if he had inserted a crackling electrical wire into his mouth. Ning Shu directly fainted. When he woke up, he moved his mouth and sighed. It seemed that he had to do it step by step. In addition to smearing the thundergrass on his body, Ning Shu also put it into his mouth. The thundergrass juice flowed down his throat. Ning Shu immediately covered his neck. I can't speak. When it reached his stomach, Ning Shu felt that his stomach was about to explode. It was too fucking painful. Under Ning Shu's self-mutilation, his body was very tough. He used a dagger to cut his arm, leaving only a shallow white mark. She didn't endure so much pain in vain. Ning Shu could now calmly drink the thundergrass juice and then roll on the ground twice. It wasn't that painful anymore. Although it was still painful, it was within a tolerable range. The strange feeling in Ning Shu's heart became stronger and stronger. It should be the heavenly tribulation. Ning Shu stayed in the array formation. His fingers moved quickly and strengthened another layer of the array formation. Ning Shu's heart thumped. He was very nervous. The surroundings were very quiet. The heavenly tribulation was extremely terrifying for spirit beasts. If they weren't careful, their souls would scatter. The surrounding spirit beasts had all retreated. Now, there wasn't even the sound of birds chirping. The surroundings were extremely quiet and the atmosphere was very stifling. As the main character of the heavenly tribulation, Ning Shu's heart was about to jump out of his mouth. This was related to her mission. If she succeeded, she would be free to fly. If she failed, there would be 6 chain missions waiting for her. Chapter 1504. Ning Shu checked the things he had prepared to see if he had dropped anything. Pills, talismans, none of them were left behind. Ning Shu patted his chest. He would succeed. It had been a long time since he had felt such apprehension and anticipation for his future. A tribulation cloud gradually floated over from the horizon, bringing with it a power that made people tremble. Ning Shu felt as if he had been locked onto. The feeling was especially strong, as if the lightning tribulation wanted to destroy him. It gave people a lot of pressure. Ning Shu took a deep breath and watched as the troublesome little demon of the tribulation cloud approached. Finally, the black tribulation cloud stopped above Ning Shu. The cloud churned as if it was brewing its emotions. Suddenly, there was a loud boom as a silver-white lightning struck towards Ning Shu. Ning Shu hurriedly dodged the lightning tribulation. The lightning struck the ground, creating a small hole. Ning Shu looked and his eyebrows twitched. Another lightning bolt struck towards Ning Shu. Ning Shu hurriedly dodged. Not a single bolt hit Ning Shu. The tribulation cloud churned violently as it struck several dense lightning bolts. A lightning bolt landed on Ning Shu's body. Ning Shu immediately felt as if his body was being torn apart. Fortunately, his body's tolerance had increased greatly after being ravaged by the lightning grass. Although it was painful, his body had already gotten used to this kind of pain. Ning Shu's hair stood on end. The areas that were struck by lightning were badly mutilated. White smoke was coming out and there was also the smell of barbecued meat. The lightning bolts became more and more concentrated. Ning Shu was almost unable to withstand it. Ning Shu took out a pill and stuffed it into his mouth. Not long later, his mind started to turn blurry and his movements became slower. Ning Shu took out a talisman and chanted an incantation before pasting the talisman on his body. Ning Shu's soul immediately bounced out of Kong Lin's body. Without the protection of his body, Ning Shu's soul would be exposed. If a bolt of lightning struck his body, he would be finished. Ning Shu used his weak soul to resist the lightning tribulation. He chanted an incantation and concealed himself. His soul floated into the divine artifact that was the eye of the array. While Zhang Xian was inside the god artifact, the lightning tribulation outside was still continuing. It was as if the thunder tribulation felt that the person undergoing the tribulation was already dead. However, he still whipped the corpse with a series of crackling sounds. It was like poking with a tree branch to see if he was really dead. What if he was still alive? Ning Shu watched with trepidation, deeply afraid that his fragile body would not be able to withstand such lashing. Every time the lightning struck, the corpse would tremble. After another 2 strikes, the tribulation cloud seemed to have confirmed that he was really dead. The tribulation cloud slowly withdrew the lightning and slowly floated away. Ning Shu leaned on the divine artifact, not daring to come out immediately. After a long while, Ning Shu finally floated out of the divine artifact and returned to his body. As soon as he entered his body, Ning Shu cursed in his heart. Damn it, this is too painful. Ning Shu entered his body and fell into a deep sleep. Because of the effects of the fake death pill, he had to sleep for a while. Fortunately, he had set up an array before, so he would not be dragged away by other spirit beasts. Moreover, this place had experienced a heavenly tribulation. The power of heaven and earth would not dissipate for a while, so spirit beasts would not dare to come here. Ning Shu did not know how long he slept for. When he woke up, he felt much stronger. The wounds on his body had also healed. If he survived the heavenly tribulation, he would be in a new world. If he did not, his soul would scatter. After Ning Shu woke up, he immediately checked the small ball in his sea of consciousness. He did not know if the fake death pill worked. She should be considered dead now. Ning Shu looked at the small ball in his sea of consciousness. The small ball was still there. Ning Shu mobilized his mental power and soul power, surging towards the small ball. This time, the small ball did not push Ning Shu away. Ning Shu easily separated his soul from Jade Glazed Li's soul. After breaking the contract, Ning Shu felt that his heavy soul had been released. He was incomparably relaxed. She won. Her mission was a success. Ning Shu felt that there would be no mission more difficult than this in the future. Ning Shu gasped for breath. His heart was filled with joy. According to the rules of the heavenly Tao, she was already dead. She died from the heavenly tribulation, and her soul scattered. The rules of the contract were gone. It had been broken. The fake death pill was used to make the body lose all signs of life. The talisman was used to eject the soul from the body. The talisman was used to deal with malicious spirits. Ning Shu used it to eject his soul. After breaking the contract, Ning Shu felt that the world was too beautiful. Freedom was too precious. Ning Shu saw a strand of Jade Glazed Li's soul wandering around in Ning Shu's sea of consciousness. It was as if it could not find its master. Ning Shu looked at this strand of soul. A plan came to his mind. Since Jade Glazed Li could form a contract, she could too. Thanks to the library, Ning Shu also knew how to form a contract. Ning Shu merged his consciousness with Jade Glazed Li's soul. Then, they formed a master-servant contract. However, this time, Ning Shu was the master and Jade Glazed Li was the servant. After forming the contract, the rice-sized ball was protected by the rules of the contract. This time, Ning Shu could easily enter the ball and break the contract. However, Ning Shu did not want to break it. Ning Shu took out the god equipment that was the eye of the array. This god equipment was a sword. It was a low-grade god equipment. It was just a god equipment. It could be considered a pseudo-godly equipment. However, it was still very precious. You saved my life. In return, Ning Shu bit his finger and drew a spirit-gathering array on the sword. The complicated circular spirit-gathering array was hidden in the sword. With the spirit-gathering array, one could gather the surrounding spiritual energy and nourish the god equipment at any time. Ning Shu put her sword back into the scabbard and took out 2 vitality pills. In order to make it look more realistic, she had endured a bolt of lightning. Now, her soul was very thin. When her soul was ejected from her body, Ning Shu was shocked by her own soul. Her soul was so strong in the past, but now, it was as thin as a ghost. For this mission, Ning Shu really gave it her all. Ning Shu went to the cave to rest. He would return when he was full of energy. At the same time, Jade Glazed Li was preparing to bid for the vitality pills. Coincidentally, this vitality pill was auctioned by Yu Xiongfei. Sitting in the box, Jade Glazed Li felt that she had lost contact with Kong Lin. Jade Glazed Li immediately wondered if Kong Lin had failed his tribulation. Only when the contracted god beast died would the contract cease to exist. However, after a while, there was a faint connection. It seemed like Kong Lin had made it through. Jade Glazed Li heaved a sigh of relief. If Kong Lin had really failed his tribulation, she would have one less helper. Now that Yin Tian's soul was very weak, if Kong Lin died, those people with bad intentions would attack her, including that 5th prince and the Yu family. There were many people in the Yu family who were unhappy with her and hated her so much that they wanted to kill her. Seeing that Yin Tian wanted the vitality pills, Jade Glazed Li hurriedly bid. In the end, Jade Glazed Li won the vitality pills. The moment she got the vitality pills, Jade Glazed Li ate them, hoping that they would be useful for Yin Tian. Chapter 1505. Ning Shu rested in the cave for a few days and then digested the benefits of the lightning tribulation. After the lightning tribulation, he felt much stronger. Ning Shu ate the vitality pills and cultivated his soul. This mission was a huge loss for him. In the past, he had done so many missions and absorbed so much soul power. Only then had his soul become so tough. He didn't expect to return to the time before he was liberated. But everything was worth it. He finally got rid of the contract. He got what he wanted. The most important thing was that after completing such a difficult mission, Ning Shu didn't believe that the next mission would be so difficult. After resting for a while, Ning Shu turned into a bird and flew back to the Yu family. After returning to the Yu family, Ning Shu felt very different. He was forced to be brought to a new place, and the feeling was completely different from visiting an old place. Ning Shu first returned the divine artifact to Yu Xiongfei. Seeing that Ning Shu was willing to return the divine artifact, Yu Xiongfei heaved a sigh of relief. If the other party insisted, he definitely couldn't keep the divine artifact. Yu Xiongfei put away the divine artifact. Ning Shu said, "The things you asked me to prepare are all prepared." Ning Shu nodded and refined some vitality pills. He also refined some pills for Yu Xiongfei. It was a win-win situation. After all, it wasn't easy to find these materials. Ning Shu returned to the courtyard. Yu Liuli wasn't at home. Where did she run off to? Ning Shu sat cross-legged on the bed and waited for Yu Liuli to return. Yu Linglong took advantage of the fact that Yu Liuli wasn't at home to bring some tonic soup for Ning Shu. Every time, she would personally bring it over. Ning Shu finished the tonic soup that Yu Linglong gave her in one gulp. This taste was really, "You don't have to bring it to me next time. You can cultivate by yourself," Ning Shu said to Yu Linglong. "I want to do something for Senior. It was the heaven-mending pill that Senior refined that repaired my dantian. I can't repay your kindness," Yu Linglong said respectfully. "No need. I made a deal with your grandfather. You don't have to thank me. This medicine doesn't taste good. I don't like it. Don't send me any more next time." Ning Shu refused. He had a bad feeling in his heart. "Yu Linglong, please don't be fooled by my face." Yu Linglong bowed. "If Senior doesn't like this type of tonic soup, then what do you like? I can make another one." Ning Shu was speechless. "No need. I am a peacock. I do not drink human decoctions. Although your dantian has been repaired, it still needs to be nourished. Instead of worrying about making decoctions for me, you should focus on your own cultivation." Ning Shu waved his hand to dismiss Yu Linglong. Yu Linglong had a smile on her face. "Thank you for your concern, Senior. Linglong has never neglected her cultivation. I just took some time to make some medicine for Senior. It's not a problem." Ning Shu was speechless. Ning Shu rolled his eyes. One who was unaccountably solicitous was hiding evil intentions. Could it be that Yu Linglong wanted to hit on him? Ning Shu put his fist in front of his mouth and coughed twice. He said, "Humans and demons have different paths. You, Senior, what are you talking about? I just want to repay you. I have never thought of having any other relationship with a peacock." Yu Linglong had a look of astonishment on her face. "Senior, you are really thinking the wrong way." Ning Shu was speechless. "Your actions make it easy for others to think the wrong way. That's good. I thought you didn't like the Fifth Highness who rides on mantis shrimps." Ning Shu said awkwardly. "Mantis shrimps? Oh, you don't have to worry about anything now. Are you in the room whispering sweet nothings to each other?" Yu Liuli leaned against the door frame and looked coldly at Ning Shu and Yu Linglong. Yu Liuli walked into the room and saw the tonic soup on the table. "Yu Linglong, why did you come to my courtyard? Is it because you can't cultivate anymore? Are you so depraved that you have to sell your body to serve my divine beast?" Yu Liuli's mouth was unusually vicious. Yu Linglong only said, "Little sister, you must be joking." Yu Liuli frowned and looked at Yu Linglong. Yu Linglong's complexion was very good. She didn't look like someone who couldn't cultivate at all. A person's body without any nourishment should be in great pain. How could Yu Linglong be fine? Moreover, there were fluctuations in her body. Although they weren't strong, there was still energy in her body. "You can cultivate?" Yu Liuli looked at Yu Linglong in shock. "That's impossible." She had personally destroyed Yu Linglong's dantian. Yu Linglong couldn't cultivate. Yu Linglong had been hiding in her courtyard. She couldn't see Yu Linglong normally. Grandfather must have given Yu Linglong something that could repair her dantian. The more Yu Liuli thought about it, the angrier she became. They were both granddaughters. Why was there such a difference in treatment? When Yu Liuli was bullied, Yu Xiongfei never said a word of justice. But Yu Linglong couldn't cultivate, and he was still trying to repair her dantian. It was so unfair. Yu Linglong smiled when she saw Yu Liuli's angry face. She said proudly, "Thank you for your love, grandfather. My dantian is perfectly fine." Yu Liuli sneered. "If I can destroy you once, I can destroy you a second time. I want to see how many divine pills can help you recover. Yu Linglong's expression didn't change. Ning Shu bowed. Senior, Linglong will make some nourishing soup for you next time. Yu Linglong didn't even look at Yu Lioli. She just turned and left. Ning Shu couldn't help but laugh. Yu Linglong, this girl, was trying to light the fire on her again. She ran away after nodding. But Yu Lioli saw that she was with Yu Linglong. She couldn't clear her name. Ning Shu drank a mouthful of water and rinsed his mouth. There was an inexplicable taste of nourishing medicine. Yu Lioli looked at Ning Shu. What are you doing with Yu Linglong behind my back? In any case, I'm not cheating on you, Ning Shu said as he drank his tea. Then do you know my relationship with Yu Lioli? I know. Then why are you so close to her? You have enmity with her, but I don't have any enmity with her. Can't she give me nourishing soup and I can't talk to her? Ning Shu said indifferently. What kind of attitude is this, Kong Lin? Do you think that I can't kill you just because you're a divine beast? Yu Lioli was really about to die from anger. In Yu Lioli's opinion, since he was her contracted beast, he should be on the same side as her. And not with such an ambiguous attitude toward her enemy. Ning Shu put down his teacup. Then kill me. Yu Lioli's head hurt. Yu Lioli decided to punish Ning Shu for being so lawless. Ning Shu sat steadily on the stool, his expression unchanged. What's going on? Yu Lioli looked at Ning Shu in shock. She pointed at Ning Shu. What's wrong with me? Ning Shu tilted his head and asked. Is it because I don't feel pain anymore? Yu Lioli's expression was angry and confused. She didn't understand what was going on. Yu Lioli pointed at Ning Shu and stammered, unable to say a word. Chapter 1506. Yu Lioli looked at Ning Shu in horror. She retreated toward the door. Yu Lioli couldn't figure out what had happened. Why didn't this peacock feel pain? This was her only way of punishing Kong Lin. If this method didn't work, what else could she do to control this peacock? Kong Lin, I'm your master. You can't go against your master, Yu Lioli shouted. Yu Lioli, who had always been fearless, straightened her neck and wore a proud expression even in the face of such a situation. Ning Shu slammed the teacup on the table. The tea spilled out. Yu Lioli's heart skipped a beat. The contract was still there. She could feel it. But why couldn't she command Kong Lin? Kneel down. Ning Shu shouted. Yu Lioli was so frightened that her body trembled. Yu Lioli was about to speak, but she couldn't control her body. With a thud, her knees hit the ground. Yu Lioli's face twitched in pain. Yu Lioli was confused. She didn't understand why she was kneeling in front of Kong Lin. Yu Lioli's face was full of humiliation. She would kneel to the heavens and the earth, but not to people. Yu Lioli got up. Kong Lin, what did you do to me? Ning Shu slowly poured tea. When did I tell you to get up? Kneel. Yu Lioli knelt on the ground again. Her body slammed against the floor. Yu Lioli was in so much pain that her face paled. Yu Lioli looked up at Ning Shu with hatred and humiliation. Ning Shu put down the teapot and looked at the kneeling Yu Lioli. In a master-servant contract, the stronger the master, the more control he had over the servant. Ning Shu's control over Yu Lioli was definitely greater than Yu Lioli's control over Ning Shu. Yu Lioli wanted to get up, but she found that her body wasn't under her control. Her expression changed. What did you do to me? She couldn't even control her own body. If she was told to kill herself, how terrifying would that be? Ning Shu ate a pastry. I did what you did to me. Kong Lin, do you want to betray master? Glazed Jade was truly a bit scared, but then her expression changed as she stared blankly at Ning Shu. Glazed Jade looked at Ning Shu with incomparable horror. Nodding his head, Ning Shu smiled. Looks like you've guessed it. We do have a master-servant contract, but right now, I'm the master and you're the servant. This is impossible. This is impossible. Glazed Jade's face was pale. I didn't break the contract. How could you have broken free from the contract? I don't believe it. Ning Shu grunted. We'll know once we try. Yu Liuli clutched her head and rolled around on the ground in pain. Her expression was hideous. It hurts, it hurts. Ning Shu had said that if there was a chance, he would let Glazed Jade have a taste of having her soul torn apart. Ning Shu listened to Glazed Jade's cries as he drank his tea. It was as if he was enjoying the scenery. Glazed Jade was sweating profusely. She was in incomparable pain, but Glazed Jade was a stubborn person. She didn't beg Ning Shu for mercy. Gritting her teeth, she said, "Kong Lin, we won't rest until one of us is dead." "Sure, we won't rest until one of us is dead. In any case, I can kill you with a single thought," Ning Shu said calmly. "Back then I should have killed you back then." Glazed Jade regretted leaving this peacock behind. This peacock was still unwilling to accept it. Regret, regret. Glazed Jade rolled around on the ground in pain. Finally, she cried out in pain, Save me." A wisp of smoke floated out of Yu Linglong's forehead. Yin Tian had come out. Yin Tian's soul was much more condensed than before. It seemed that Yu Linglong had done a lot for him during this period of time. Yin Tian saw that Glazed Jade's face was twisted in pain. He wanted to reach out to support Glazed Jade, but his hand passed through Glazed Jade's body. Yin Tian looked at Ning Shu. His eyebrows were slanted to his temples. He was extremely powerful. "Remove the contract." Ning Shu shrugged. "Do you think I'll remove it just because you say so? 8,000 years ago, no one dared to speak to me like this." Yin Tian said coldly. He looked down at Ning Shu. Ning Shu drank all the water in the teacup in one gulp. He put down the teacup and said, "We're all people from 1,000 years ago. You're still causing trouble now. How boring. Who remembers your reputation from 1,000 years ago?" Ning Shu didn't punish Glazed Jade anymore. She laid on the ground, extremely weak. Yin Tian hurriedly asked Glazed Jade, "How are you?" Glazed Jade said weakly, "He reversed the contract." Yin Tian frowned. He had never heard of someone being able to reverse a contract. Glazed Jade was very weak now. With just a thought, Glazed Jade could vanish into thin air. Yin Tian still needed to rely on Glazed Jade. If anything happened to Glazed Jade, he would be in trouble too. No matter if it was for business or personal reasons, Yin Tian had to save Glazed Jade. Yin Tian looked at Ning Shu and asked in a low voice, "What are the conditions for removing the contract?" Ning Shu shrugged. "I don't want anything. I don't want to remove the contract for now. You won't be able to give me what I want." Ning Shu had never thought of scheming anything from Glazed Jade. Glazed Jade didn't have anything she wanted. She had no desires for Glazed Jade. "I can give you anything you want, including the cultivation method for spirit beasts and precious pill recipes," Yin Tian said with a heavy face. Ning Shu's face was indifferent. "I don't need anything you said. I'll take back what Glazed Jade treated me in the past." With a single thought from Ning Shu, Glazed Jade immediately howled in pain. It was starting to hurt again. Glazed Jade hugged her head. The veins on her forehead were bulging. Glazed Jade slammed her head on the ground as if this was the only way to ease the pain of her soul being torn apart. Yin Tian quickly used his hand to block Glazed Jade's forehead. However, Yin Tian didn't have a physical body. Glazed Jade's head passed through his hand and fell to the ground. Soon, Glazed Jade's head was a bloody mess. The floor was covered in blood. Yin Tian was incomparably anxious as he watched and hurriedly froze the jade glaze. However, after using his power, Yin Tian's soul became a little more transparent. Glazed Jade was in extreme pain. She was in so much pain that she didn't even have the energy to cry out. She only groaned softly. Her eyes were starting to lose focus. Ning Shu removed the punishment. Glazed Jade's body fell to the ground as if she was dead. Yin Tian checked Glazed Jade's body. He turned to Ning Shu and said darkly, "You're really vicious. What's the point of torturing people like this?" Ning Shu nodded. "It's quite interesting. No wonder Glazed Jade always liked to punish me. It feels good to see others in pain." Similarly, Yu Liuli wasn't wrong. She was vicious. Alright, she was that vicious. She would rather be a vicious person. Chapter 1507. Yulioli's face was ashen as she laid on the ground. Even her lips had lost their color. If it wasn't for her aura, Yulioli would have died. Intion injected some energy into Yulioli's body, causing Intion's soul to become even more transparent. It seemed like Intion had used up all the energy that he had painstakingly accumulated. Intion's soul was about to be blown away by the wind. However, all his attention was on Yulioli. Ning Shu, she looked like a bad person now. Intion and Ning Shu asked, "How did you reverse the contract?" Ning Shu shrugged, "After a nap, I became the master and Yulioli became the servant. I told you how to break the contract and you did it? How dare you?" Intion roared in anger. A suffocating pressure surged towards Ning Shu. Ning Shu sneered. He was just a braggart who was strong on the outside but weak on the inside. Now his soul was so weak. "But, do you want to fight me? Even if I die, I will drag Yulioli down with me. She will die with just a thought." Ning Shu was calm. He wasn't frightened by Intion's pressure at all. Intion was conflicted. Such pain and helplessness. This was what it felt like to be a servant. "You are so vicious." "You call me vicious again? I am just exercising my rights as the master. Just like what Yulioli did to me. Since she didn't tame me, I can do anything to her now that I have devoured her." Ning Shu conjured a seal and struck it towards Intion. Intion looked at the seal nervously. It was the natural enemy of the soul. After Intion broke the talisman, Ning Shu calmly formed another seal and formed another talisman. "Let's see how many you can destroy." Intion held on bitterly. He couldn't abandon Yulioli. However, every time he used his power, his soul dimmed a little. Ning Shu sat on the stool and conjured seals casually. Numerous seals surrounded Intion's body. Intion's soul became even dimmer. Not only did he have to destroy these talismans, but the talismans would also consume Intion's energy. Intion really had no other choice. If this continued, he would really dissipate. Intion had no choice but to enter Yulioli's glabella. Ning Shu rolled his eyes. Did he really think that he could scare people by acting cool? Yulioli opened her blurry eyes and looked at Ning Shu with some fear. However, her stubborn personality prevented her from begging for mercy. A soldier would rather be killed than humiliated. Ning Shu and Yulioli walked over. Yulioli wanted to move her body, but she was too weak. She didn't even have the strength to move. Ning Shu took out a pill and stuffed it into Yulioli's mouth. Yulioli coughed, wanting to vomit out the pill. She looked at Ning Shu in horror. What did you feed me?" "The vitality pill. I know the pain of the soul being torn apart, so I'm giving you some relief," Ning Shu said. Yulioli looked at Ning Shu as if he was crazy. "What are you trying to do?" Yulioli felt a cooling sensation enter her soul. It was the vitality pill. "Don't even think about taking advantage of me." "So what if I'm a servant?" Yulioli used her elbow to support herself as she retreated. "Ning Shu, huh? Did Yulioli think that I'm going to torture her?" Ning Shu waved his hand. "I'm just afraid that your soul will dissipate." Yulioli's expression became even stranger. "I won't give in." "Ning Shu, what does it have to do with me?" Ning Shu probably felt that it was meaningless for Yulioli to die like this. She had struggled for so long, and Yulioli tortured her and herself. Her soul was so strong in the past, but now it had become like this. Ning Shu felt a chill in his heart. He also needed to rest and prepare for the next mission. Ning Shu looked at Yulioli with a smile. "You may leave." Yulioli's face was tense, as if she had been greatly humiliated. Yulioli still hadn't recovered from her shock. How did she become a servant? Her life was in the hands of Kong Lin. In the hands of Kong Lin, who she looked down on. Ning Shu reached out and patted Yulioli's shoulder. Yulioli's body spasmed. She was clearly frightened by Ning Shu. Ning Shu smiled and said, "Don't be afraid. Go out now." Yulioli supported herself against the wall and stood up with difficulty. Then she walked out of the room. "Close the door," Ning Shu said. Yulioli's back paused, but she didn't move. Ning Shu said again, "Close the door." "Kong Lin, don't think that you can imprison me like this." Yu Lioli clenched her fists. Ning Shu nodded and said, I know you're very strong, okay? Kong Lin, what are you trying to do? Yu Lioli heard Ning Shu's coaxing tone and felt goosebumps all over her body. This kind of Kong Lin made her feel that he was neither superior nor inferior. You're being disobedient again. What can I do to you? You're just my slave. Why would I care about you? Ning Shu said casually. Yu Lioli's face turned red, then white, then red again. This kind of attitude was too insulting. Close the door. I've already said this 3 times. I'm getting impatient. Ning Shu looked at Yu Lioli. Yu Lioli's head suddenly hurt. She endured the humiliation and reached out to close the door. Ning Shu took out a vitality pill and ate it. The vitality pill had very little effect on her now. Eating more wouldn't have any effect. Moreover, it would accumulate pill toxins in her body. Ning Shu still had to think of a way to get rid of the pill toxins in her body. Ning Shu controlled the fiery sun power in her body and let it flow through her meridians, burning away the pill toxins in her meridians. However, it would take some time to get rid of the pill toxins. Ning Shu stayed in the Yu family. After a while, she would go out and see if she could find the world's origin. Now that she found 2 worlds' origin, she only needed to find 3 more to build a world. During this time in the Yu family, Yu Linglong delivered nourishing soup to Ning Shu every day. Ning Shu looked at the nourishing soup on the table and felt helpless. I've said it before. You don't have to deliver nourishing soup. Yu Linglong said, it's your business whether you drink it or not. It's Linglong's business whether I deliver it or not. Ning Shu was speechless. He really wondered if this girl had fallen in love with him. Yu Linglong scooped a bowl of nourishing soup and placed it in front of Ning Shu. Senior, please drink. Ning Shu said, I can't drink anymore. If I drink anymore, I'll be so fat that I can't fly. You don't have to send me any more. Really. You're making me very troubled. If you really want to repay me, don't send me soup. I don't like to drink soup. Then what do you like? I'll send you something you like next time. Yu Linglong asked. Ning Shu was speechless. I like to drink fruit juice. Send me fruit juice next time. Ning Shu said helplessly. He didn't know what this girl was thinking. Chapter 1508. Ning Shu really didn't want to drink soup so early in the morning. Sending soup every day, it didn't seem like he was interested in her. Was it purely to repay her kindness? Yu Linglong nodded. Linglong will remember. Senior likes to drink fruit juice. Then what kind of fruit juice does Senior like? Yu Linglong asked again. Ning Shu was speechless. As long as it's fruit juice. Okay. A lady from a respectable family had become a waitress in a restaurant. Yu Linglong wanted to say something but stopped. Ning Shu poured the soup from the bowl into the cup, closed the lid and said, Speak. What do you want to say? Yu Linglong hesitated for a moment and asked, Has Senior broken the contract with 6th sister? Ning Shu raised his eyebrows. Why do you think so? Ning Shu remembered that she didn't tell anyone other than Yu Lioli. In the Yu family, no one other than Yu Lioli should know. How did Yu Linglong, this little girl, know? I met 6th sister at the door just now. She clearly hates me, but she didn't act like she usually does. Clearly she has some scruples. Yu Linglong guessed. Just based on this? I came to find Senior. According to 6th sister's temper, she would definitely come to make trouble. But Linglong has talked to Senior for so long, and 6th sister didn't do anything. Yu Lioli was the kind of person who would take revenge on the spot. But her enemy came to her territory and even talked to her enemy with a contracted divine beast. She was so arrogant. Yu Lioli didn't do anything. This was not in line with Yu Lioli's character. Your analysis is pretty good, little girl. With Ning Shu's age, it was reasonable for him to call the 16-year-old Yu Linglong a little girl. So Senior really broke the contract with 6th sister? Yu Linglong was very surprised. How did Senior do it? Ning Shu thought for a moment and understood what Yu Linglong was thinking. I said that she would send me soup every day. Firstly, it was to test Yu Lioli. Secondly, it was to let me remember her good points. Yu Linglong had some guesses and tested him for a while. Ning Shu poured himself a cup of tea and sipped it slowly. In the end, Yu Linglong wanted to form a contract with him. Ning Shu looked at Yu Linglong. Yu Linglong was a little embarrassed by Ning Shu's gaze. Little girl, don't play tricks in front of people who are much stronger than you. You will appear very unlikable, Ning Shu said as he put down his teacup. Yu Linglong's expression changed. She bowed and said, Linglong thanks Senior for your guidance. Everyone yearned for power, and it was normal for Yu Linglong to be like this. However, Ning Shu wouldn't form a contract with anyone. It wasn't easy to get rid of the contract, so he definitely wouldn't jump into the fire pit again. Cultivate well, Ning Shu said. Yu Linglong bowed and saluted. Then she left with the nourishing soup. At the entrance of the courtyard, he met the pale-faced Yu Lioli. Yu Linglong snorted from her nose, as if she was mocking Li Mu. Yu Lioli stopped Yu Linglong. What did you mean just now? Nothing. I just looked down on you. You think you are very powerful, but even your contracted divine beast has abandoned you. You are really annoying, Yu Linglong said in a dignified manner. What do you mean? Yu Lioli was so angry that her face turned green. What did Kong Lin tell you? Yu Lioli felt that her dignity was being trampled on. Senior didn't say anything. I guess that you have already broken the contract, Yu Linglong said with a smile. People like you should have nothing. Even if you don't respect Senior as a person, you should respect strength. Whether it is the cowardly you in the past or the arrogant you now, I hate you very much, Yu Linglong said directly. She was probably in a bad mood after being rejected by Ning Shu, so she spoke of her dissatisfaction and disgust towards Yu Lioli. Yu Lioli had never been spoken to like this before. She said coldly, Who do you think you are? How dare you speak to me like this? I am still contracted with Kong Lin. In any case, it is definitely not a master-servant relationship. Yu Linglong shrugged and left with the tonic soup. Yu Linglong's disdainful attitude made Yu Lioli explode in anger. She blurted out, Of course it is a master-servant contract. Yu Linglong turned around with a look of realization. So Senior reversed the contract. Yu Lioli was instantly annoyed. You tricked me. You said it yourself. TSK is it. Yu Lioli turned around and pushed open Ning Shu's door. Ning Shu silently looked at Yu Lioli, who rushed in. What are you doing? Don't you know how to knock? Kong Lin, since you are so close with Yu Linglong and want to form a contract with her, then break the contract with me and form a contract with Yu Linglong. What are you barking for? Ning Shu closed the map. She was looking at the mountain terrain of this world. Barking? She wasn't a dog. Yu Lioli felt that she had suffered the greatest humiliation in her life today. Yu Lioli took a deep breath. It seems like you like my second sister more. Since you two are birds of a feather, then you should form a contract with her. Ning Shu kept the map and asked indifferently, Are you done? Ning Shu's thoughts moved. Yu Lioli immediately hugged her head and wailed in pain. In just a short while, Yu Lioli's clothes were already drenched in sweat. Ning Shu was at the side organizing her things. She was prepared to flap her wings and travel around in search of the world's origin. After completing one more mission, she would become a super mission enforcer. However, there was still a long way to go before she could construct a world. She had no idea where to find the origin of a world. She had no idea what form the origin of a world existed in. Ning Shu turned a deaf ear to Yu Lioli's wails. She checked how many vitality pills she had left. And not many. She might as well give them to Yu Xiongfei. She didn't need them now. But Yu Lioli, who was lying on the ground, might need them. Yu Lioli was in so much pain that the veins on her forehead were popping. This pain was even more painful than giving birth. Yu Lioli's breathing was weak. Ning Shu begged for mercy. I was wrong. Ning Shu didn't hear anything. She continued to busy herself with the things on hand. Yu Lioli's face was filled with humiliation and pain. Her face was contorted. She mustered her courage and begged for mercy. In the end, Ning Shu didn't even care. I was wrong. Yu Lioli shouted. Even her pupils were starting to dilate. She was probably at her limit. Ning Shu snapped his fingers and removed the punishment. Yu Liuli laid on the ground like a fish on the verge of death. She was panting heavily. Ning Shu was puzzled. Why did Ning Tian come out to fight for justice for Yu Liuli? He was probably injured previously and was still in a deep sleep. Now, the two of them couldn't even take care of themselves. The two of them hadn't matured yet. If they did, they wouldn't allow Ning Shu to do whatever he wanted. Ning Shu decided that before he left this world, he would definitely deal with Yu Liuli. Chapter 1509. Yu Liuli laid on the ground and looked at Ning Shu, who was sitting on the stool. Kong Lin. Arrogant. Yu Liuli had never seen such a bad person. He controlled her and punished her as he pleased, treating her like a slave. She had always wanted to treat him as a partner, but all she got was such a heartless treatment. Yu Liuli felt betrayed. Yu Liuli wanted to know how Ning Shu broke free from the contract and even reversed it. Kong Lin, are we going to be at each other's throats forever? Can't we have a good talk? Yu Liuli said weakly as she struggled to get up. Ning Shu only said, "What right do you have to talk to me? What do you want to talk to me about? We can work together." Yu Liuli wiped the cold sweat off her face as she negotiated with Ning Shu. "What is there to talk about? You are my servant, everything you have is mine. If I want you to live, you live. If I want you to die, you die. What right do you have to talk to me about conditions? What do you have on you that you can talk to me about?" Ning Shu looked at Yu Liuli. Yu Liuli pursed her lips. Thinking about it, she really couldn't think of anything to trade with Ning Shu. "So, don't make a fuss in front of me in the future. I find it annoying." "Your cold eyes can't scare me," Ning Shu said calmly. What cold eyes could scare someone to death? That was nonsense. What arrogance and coldness? That was even more nonsense. What was he pretending for? Yu Liuli was in a sorry state. Especially when she saw Ning Shu's expression, she felt even more annoyed. He looked at her as if he was looking at an ant. He didn't care about her at all. It was as if she was something that he could do without. Yu Liuli felt that she was someone that others couldn't ignore. She was a very special person. If Ning Shu tortured her, angered her, and hated her, Yu Liuli wouldn't feel so embarrassed. At least hating her was paying attention to her. Ning Shu said to Yu Liuli, "Call Yin Tian out." "What do you want to do?" Yu Liuli looked at Ning Shu warily. "I told you to call her out, so do it." Yu Liuli was afraid that Ning Shu would punish her again, so she could only say, "Yin Tian has fallen into a deep sleep, I can't wake him up." Ning Shu narrowed his eyes as he looked at glazed jade. He might as well kill her now. There was no guarantee that nothing would happen in the future. If she could break free from the contract, then perhaps the other protagonists of Fortune rivaling Heaven could also break free from the contract. Especially now that glazed jade and Yin Tian shared the same identity, their luck was concentrated in one body. Who knew if an accident would happen and the contract between her and Jade Glaze would be broken? God knows what will happen. Ning Shu hardened his heart and wanted to kill the jade glazed glass. He couldn't leave the jade glazed glass to the person who entrusted it. Right now, she and Yu Liuli were already at an impasse. If Yu Liuli really managed to break free, she would immediately seek revenge. Yu Liuli's heart jumped as she stuttered, "What do you want to do?" Ning Shu said, "I think you should call Yin Tian out. I have something to discuss with him." "Why did you call Yin Tian out?" Yu Liuli looked at Ning Shu with even more vigilance. "Let me tell you, this is between you and me. It has nothing to do with Yin Tian." Ning Shu was a bit impatient. He snapped his fingers and Yu Liuli immediately covered her head and cried out in pain. She didn't listen to him when he was talking nicely. "Bingan, save me, save me." Yu Liuli was in so much pain that she wanted to die. She could only call Yin Tian out. Yin Tian's thin soul floated out of Yu Liuli's forehead. Yin Tian saw Yu Liuli and immediately asked, "How are you? Although you're a divine beast, you can't bully people like this. Every time I come out, I see you bullying people." Yin Tian stood in front of Yu Liuli. Ning Shu said, "I didn't go through the heaven's tribulation to lower myself in front of Yu Liuli." As Ning Shu spoke, he formed seals with both hands. His fingers moved quickly and left after images. Yin Tian's expression was serious. He used his own strength to resist Ning Shu's talisman. Ning Shu's talisman was very complicated. After forming the talisman, it was very powerful. Ning Shu's forehead was sweating. Ning Shu pointed his finger and the talisman flew towards Yin Tian. Yin Tian dodged the talisman. As the power was released, Yin Tian's soul became dimmer and dimmer. It was so transparent that it was about to disappear. Once the talisman touched his body, his soul became dimmer. With a thought, Ning Shu killed Yu Liu. Once Yu Liu died, Yin Tian would have no place to rest. Yu Liu looked at Yin Tian worriedly. Suddenly, a huge force pressed down on her soul. It was as if a huge mountain was pressing down on her. In an instant, Yu Liu's soul was crushed into pieces. Her soul collapsed. Yu Liu's eyes became lifeless and she fell to the ground. What did you do to her? Yin Tian's expression changed. Ning Shu formed seals with both hands and forced Yu Liu's soul out. Yu Liu was dead, but he couldn't guarantee that she wouldn't transmigrate again. The talisman forced out a trace of Yu Liu's remnant soul that couldn't be any thinner. Ning Shu then formed another talisman. This talisman was able to scatter Yu Liu's soul. Ning Shu was really afraid that something would happen and Yu Liu would come back to life. The so-called main character's aura was an extremely long HP bar that would cause the villain to collapse. Other characters' HP bars would be emptied several times, but the main character would still be able to stand and welcome the curtain call. Yu Liu's soul didn't have any intention of its own. Even when she saw the talisman, she didn't know how to dodge. She was ignorant. Yin Tian stood in front of Yu Liu and blocked the talisman for her. Yin Tian's soul became even thinner. His entire body was filled with killing intent. You really want to kill her? At least you and Liu have a master and servant relationship. How can you be so heartless? If you didn't have a master and servant relationship with me, I wouldn't want to kill her so much. Ning Shu's speed of forming seals became faster and faster. The talisman formed not only shone with a golden light, it also had the burning power of the sun. The talisman turned into light and entered Yu Liu and Yin Tian's soul. With a pung sound, Yu Liu and Yin Tian's soul turned into fragments and disappeared. Ning Shu let out a long breath and wiped the cold sweat off his forehead. He felt that his connection with Yu Liu was completely broken. If Yu Liu died, the contract between her and Yu Liu would no longer exist. Senior, what happened inside? Yu Xiongfei's voice sounded from outside the room. Ning Shu said, Nothing, come in and clean up. Yu Xiongfei came in and saw Yu Liu lying on the ground. Her eyes were wide open and her pupils were dilated. She was clearly dead. Seniors, Yu Xiongfei and Ning Shu asked carefully. Ning Shu said, I killed Yu Liu. I will give you an explanation for this. Senior is too polite. Yu Xiongfei asked the servant to carry the corpse away. Then Ning Shu cupped his hands and left. /BK Chapter 1510. Ning Shu wasn't afraid that the Yu clan would find trouble with him, because Yu Xiongfei had wanted Yu Liu's life before. Killing Yu Liu now was a good thing for Yu Xiongfei. Yu Liu was actually a ticking time bomb. She had a grudge against the Yu clan, and as she grew stronger, the Yu clan would be in more danger. Therefore, Yu Xiongfei definitely wouldn't find trouble with her. Moreover, with her strength, Yu Xiongfei would have to think twice before taking revenge. Yu Liu's corpse was buried by Yu Xiongfei. Before burying it, he even stayed at home for a few days. Ning Shu saw that Yu Liu's corpse had livor mortis and a rotten smell. After confirming that no one had transmigrated or reincarnated into this body, he let Yu Xiongfei bury the corpse. Ning Shu said to Yu Xiongfei, I'm leaving the Yu clan. If there's any pill you need me to refine, I'll refine it for you. I might not return in the future. Thank you, Senior. Yu Xiongfei hurriedly cupped his hands. Ning Shu glanced at the divine weapon hanging on the wall. There was a spirit gathering array that gathered the surrounding spirit chi to nourish the sword. As long as there was spirit chi, extraordinary things could be nurtured. Just like how the spirit marrow crystal could nurture existences like kelp. However, it only had great strength, but no brains. Yu Xiongfei found the materials he needed to refine the elixir. Ning Shu helped Yu Xiongfei refine the elixir and then turned into a dark green bird, intending to leave. Senior. Yu Liuli lifted her skirt and panted as she raised her head and shouted at Ning Shu, who was flying in the air. Ning Shu flapped his wings and flew down. He stopped on a tree branch and lowered his head to ask Yu Liuli, "What's the matter? Will Senior come back?" Ning Shu asked Yu Liuli. Ning Shu couldn't control his instincts. He used his sharp beak to comb his feathers and said, "I don't know. Maybe I'll come back, maybe I won't. Then Ling Long will wait for Senior to come back." Yu Liuli raised her head and said. The sun shone on her face as she looked up at the birds in the trees. Ning Shu said directly, "Don't wait for me. I may never come back. Just live your own life." Ning Shu flapped his wings and flew away. Yu Linglong looked disappointed as she stared blankly at Ning Shu flying into the distance. Ning Shu decided to go to all the places in this world where natural treasures could easily grow. After leaving the city, Ning Shu transformed into his human form. Sometimes he would ask around and listen to gossip. She would not be able to find it if she searched blindly. Perhaps the world's origin was hidden in someone's home. Because even ghosts didn't know what the world's origin looked like. However, the world origin contained great power. For example, the wood elemental world origin had powerful wood elemental energy. In places without sunlight and water, plants could still grow. The fire element continued to burn, as if it would never stop. How did the metal element, earth element, and water element exist? Could the water attribute be in the water? Who knows? Ning Shu went to many places and encountered many natural treasures. However, Ning Shu was too lazy to pick them. Let these natural treasures continue to grow. The longer they grew, the more precious they would be. There was no point in picking them now. Other than the world origin, Ning Shu didn't care about these things. To Ning Shu, they were useless. Building a world was Ning Shu's most urgent task right now. Everything else had to wait. No, the most important thing right now was to complete the 3 chain quests and enter a space where one could comprehend the laws. Ning Shu said, "Every time I go to a place, carefully check if there is a world origin." 2333 said, "This is a chain quest. As long as you complete it, you will leave the world. Now that you are leaving the world, do you want to stay or do you want to complete the next quest? Let's wait. There is no point in waiting because you will be forcefully sent out of the world." 2333 said directly. The chain quest didn't give you time to find good things. Now you will be forcefully sent out of the world. Ning Shu was depressed. He paid such a huge price in this world, but there was no world origin. Where is the justice? Ning Shu's head was dizzy. Then, without any hesitation, he was stuffed into another container. Ning Shu. This is probably because his soul was severely damaged in the last world. Ning Shu hadn't felt this uncomfortable in a long time. His stomach was churning. He really wanted to vomit. After a while, he recovered. Ning Shu rubbed his swollen head and looked at where he was. This was a very simple room. There was a bed that wasn't wide. Clothes were draped on a rope. The walls were made of mud. There were a few red-crowned cranes made of cheap colored paper on the wall. There was also an old celebrity poster. However, the celebrity on the poster was quite good-looking. Ning Shu looked down. The floor was made of mud. There wasn't even a concrete floor. It seemed that the client's family wasn't well off. Ning Shu leaned on the bed. He was dizzy and hungry. His eyes were so swollen that he couldn't open them. It was as if there was sand in his eyes. His eyeballs were rubbed so hard that it hurt when he rolled his eyes. Ning Shu felt weak all over. He moved his neck. His neck made cracking sounds. His body was too uncomfortable. Ning Shu first sat cross-legged on the bed to cultivate. His body was too fucking uncomfortable. What made Ning Shu more embarrassed was that his private part hurt. This made Ning Shu feel a little uncomfortable. Ning Shu took a deep breath and began to cultivate. There was little spiritual energy in the modern world. Ning Shu absorbed the power of the sun. His body slowly relaxed. Ning Shu began to accept the plot. The client's name was Wang Ying. She was less than 18 years old. She was a village girl. Wang Ying was the eldest in the family. She had a younger brother called Wang Chao. For a village girl like Wang Ying, it was good enough that she could graduate from middle school. Wang Ying's grades were not bad. She would definitely be admitted to a key high school. However, her parents didn't let her continue to study because they were poor and didn't have money for her. The money was left for her younger brother to study. In the future, it would be left for her younger brother to marry a wife. Wang Ying, who couldn't study, naturally earned money for the family until she got married. The poorer the place, the more so. Girls would work after graduating from middle school. It was more because of family reasons. Wang Ying found a job in a small town. She was a salesperson in a small supermarket. She earned 1,000 yuan a month. Wang Ying's mother was very satisfied. At least she could earn 1,000 yuan a month. Wang Ying went to work in the small supermarket. But in this supermarket, Wang Ying's fate was changed. Wang Ying was raped. Raped by a 37-year-old bachelor. She was in the small warehouse of the small supermarket. The man closed the door and raped in a small room. Wang Ying couldn't break free no matter how hard she struggled. The man succeeded. In this backward and ignorant village, a woman being raped was a very sensational thing. Wang Ying was treated as a joke by all the gossipy women in the village. /BK. Chapter 1511. Wang Ying became the topic of discussion in the village. Her family also felt that Wang Ying was an embarrassment. When others laughed at them, they came back to poke at Wang Ying's heart. They said that Wang Ying was so embarrassing. Why didn't she just die? She was an embarrassment. Ever since the incident, Wang Ying had been hiding at home, not daring to see anyone. In the end, she secretly drank a bottle of pesticide. Fortunately, it was discovered early and she was sent to the hospital for repeated gastric lavage. However, the gastric lavage hurt her stomach and Wang Ying was left with serious gastric problems. However, she was told that she was pregnant. And that she was pregnant. Since she was pregnant, the rapist came and said that he was willing to marry Wang Ying. Moreover, he talked about marriage in a condescending manner. Wang Ying's parents felt that Wang Ying was an embarrassment. Now, someone was willing to marry their daughter, even though he was the one who raped her. However, now that they both had a child, marriage was the best choice. Wang Ying was unwilling. Everyone around advised Wang Ying that Wang Ying was a woman who was taken by a man. It was good enough that a man wanted her. Wang Ying married the rapist. She got married at the age of 18. Her family felt that she was an embarrassment. In addition, they couldn't bear to give Wang Ying a dowry. Not to mention a color TV, they didn't even have a box. As for the money that Wang Ying earned, she handed it over to her mother without missing a single cent. This money was left for her brother, Wang Chao. The rapist basically didn't spend any money to marry Wang Ying. He didn't feel ashamed that he was a rapist at all. Instead, he was proud that he had picked up a virgin daughter and a son for free. He was obviously a rapist, but he was so arrogant. As the victim, Wang Ying was condemned and hurt by the rumors around her. At the end of the day, it was feudal thinking that oppressed women. Ignorant feudalism. The funniest thing was that the rapist said that Wang Ying seduced him. Wang Ying married over and had no status at home. Her mother-in-law attacked her, saying that she wasn't a good woman. If she was a good woman, how could she seduce someone like that? If she was a good woman, she shouldn't have gone to work so late and purposely given men a chance. In short, you're not a good woman. Marrying you is really a bad luck of 8 lifetimes. She had completely forgotten that her son was a rapist and that her son was the instigator and the cause of all these things. Her mother-in-law was usually very strict with Wang Ying and did not allow her to talk to other men. He said that with Wang Ying's flirtatious personality, she would definitely seduce other men and make his son a cuckold. These comments were an eye-opener for Ning Shu. If it wasn't for the gender, Ning Shu would have thought that these words were said by a man with terminal chauvinism. Aren't you wearing so little just to let me touch you? A good woman would not come out to eat supper at night. She deserved to be raped. It's all the woman's fault. Who asked you to seduce me? Wang Ying's married life was miserable. With the title of being the wife, everyone looked down on her. Men looked at her with strange eyes. Women attacked her and laughed at her. Even the son she gave birth to was not close to Wang Ying, because playmates of the same age as the son would laugh at him and say that his mother was a pervert. Her mother-in-law never let her son get close to Wang Ying. Her son slept with her mother-in-law. Wang Ying's son did not like his mother. Instead, he hated Wang Ying very much and felt ashamed to have such a mother. No one stood on Wang Ying's side. It was not good to be a cow or a horse. The rapist hit and scolded Wang Ying. The family had to do everything. It was hard to imagine that this was a modern world, and it was still so ignorant and feudal. No matter where it was, the discrimination and oppression of women never disappeared. These thoughts were deeply rooted and would not disappear with the passage of time. Wang Ying was very haggard. The physical and psychological pressure was too much for Wang Ying to bear. She drank another large bottle of pesticide. Wang Ying was worried that she would not die, so she drank 2 bottles. This time she died as she wished. But Wang Ying's death did not cause the slightest ripple. Wang Ying's life was like a nightmare. She had to bear all the rumors and slanders. It was obvious that her husband was the most abominable person. Ning Shu sighed. He felt that Wang Ying's personality was weak. If it was Ning Shu, he would have just mixed the pesticide in the rice and everyone would die together. Even if he had to die, he would drag one of them down with him. Her husband was the main culprit. Wang Ying was very resentful after her death, but the mission did not have any specific requirements. Wang Ying could not let go of the resentment in her heart. Wang Ying's heart was filled with hatred. He wished he could burn down the entire village and sew up those vicious mouths. According to the plot, it should be a horror movie. After Wang Ying died, she turned into a malicious spirit and killed the whole village. But in the end, Wang Ying did not become a malicious spirit. Wang Ying's heart was timid. In this place, where boys were highly valued, Wang Ying's value at home was almost negligible. She had to do everything at home: wash clothes, cook, cut pigweed, carry wheat, and do all the farm work. Her younger brother did not have to do anything because he could carry on the family line and support his parents in the future. Raising children was to prevent old age and hunger. After joining the workforce, Wang Ying gave all her salary to her mother. Wang Ying's method was just to raise her status in the family. Although she did not think so, she subconsciously wanted to please her parents. Wang Ying was assimilated by the environment she lived in. Ning Shu was speechless. Wang Ying didn't even have a wish. It seemed that this body had already been taken care of. Last night, Wang Ying was counting goods in the small warehouse and was locked in a small room by Li Bing. Wang Ying came back and cried the whole night. She felt that the sky had collapsed. Ning Shu stopped cultivating because Wang Ying was pregnant this time. Ning Shu did not want to get pregnant. Ning Shu rubbed his stomach and felt a faint heat flowing out from his lower abdomen and staining his underwear. Ning Shu quickly took out his underwear from a pile of tattered clothes on the rope and changed into it. There was still some white stains on the underwear, and some of the white stains had already dried. Ning Shu found a plastic bag and put the underwear away. Because Li Bing's DNA was on it, this was the key to convicting him. Ning Shu rubbed an acupuncture point on his abdomen to prevent pregnancy. No, he still had to buy contraceptives. It had been less than 24 hours since last night, so it should be useful. Besides, there was no point in giving birth to such a child. It would just be another debt collector. Ning Shu opened the door and rushed to the kitchen. He opened the lid and saw a few steamed buns and an egg. This egg was for his younger brother, Wang Chao. The eggs that the chickens at home laid were all for his younger brother. Ning Shu grabbed a steamed bun and stuffed it into his mouth. He took the egg with him. Ning Shu felt that his heart was hurt and needed to be nourished. Ning Shu scooped a bowl of cold water and ate it with the steamed bun. Chapter 15:12. After eating the steamed bun, Ning Shu was peeling the eggshell. Wang Ying's mother rushed in and raised her hand to slap Ning Shu's head. Ning Shu dodged in a flash and stuffed the peeled egg into her mouth. It was delicious. "Damn woman, this is for your brother." Wang Ying's mother reached out to hit Ning Shu again. Ning Shu stuffed the remaining egg into her mouth, took the bowl and ran out of the kitchen to drink cold water. The egg yolk was really choking. "You're going against the heavens, this is for your brother." Wang Ying's mother was so angry that she was panting and scolding Ning Shu. Rural women's scolding was very unpleasant to the ears. They could even scold 18 generations of ancestors. Wang Ying's mother was a real rural woman. She faced the yellow soil and the sky every day. Her face was dark and yellow, which made her look very tough. Ning Shu interrupted Wang Ying's mother's scolding and said, "Mom, give me some money." She was going to buy contraceptive pills and report the case. "I'm going to marry a rapist. Hee, I'm going to kick his balls." When it came to money, it was as if Wang Ying's mother's Achilles heel was poked. She almost jumped up. "What do you want money for?" It happened last night. Until now, the Wang family still didn't know that Wang Ying was raped. "Don't worry about it. Give me money." Ning Shu spread her hands. She didn't have any money on her. She gave all her salary to her mother. After working for nearly 2 years, Wang Ying gave all her salary to Wang Ying's mother. Wang Ying's mother was a person who only took in and didn't take out. It wasn't that she only took in and didn't take out, but it depended on the client. Her son was very willing to spend money. Wang Chao wanted sneakers, so he bought them for him. The client had a shirt that was very old. Wang Ying's mother said that it could be worn again. Her son was growing and needed to buy clothes at any time. In short, she was very patriarchal. "I don't have any money. What time is it now? You should go to the supermarket to work." Wang Ying's mother changed the topic. Ning Shu was too lazy to say anything to her. He ran straight to the bedroom, opened the bedside table, and took out the money. Wang Ying's mother hurried into the house and saw Ning Shu find the money. She immediately came to grab it. "You ate your brother's eggs, and now you're stealing money." Ning Shu took out several large bills. Wang Ying's mother tore at Ning Shu's hair, but Ning Shu pushed her away. Ning Shu planned to buy contraceptives on the street first. Wang Ying's mother grabbed Ning Shu's clothes. "What do you want the money for?" "It's for your brother's school fees." "What's with the noise? Can't you let me sleep?" A boy's voice that had gone through puberty sounded out. Wang Chao sleepily looked at his mother and sister tearing each other apart. Wang Chao was 15 or 16 years old. There was fluff on his mouth, and his face was full of irritation as he grabbed his messy hair. "Super, your sister took the family's money. I don't know what she's going to do. Hurry up and stop her." Wang Ying's mother hurriedly said, "That's for your school fees." Wang Chao immediately came over to grab Ning Shu. As he had just woken up, he did not rinse his mouth. The taste in his mouth was as if he had eaten feces. Ning Shu directly gave him a kick and kicked him to the ground. He really wanted to beat this little bastard up. The whole family poured their hearts out for him. The client sacrificed the opportunity to study just to fulfill his wish. He was just a selfish guy. When he grew up, he would still be a good-for-nothing. Wang Chao was in pain from Ning Shu's kick. He cried out in pain. Wang Ying's mother immediately felt sorry for her son and helped him up. Ning Shu ran out of the house with the money and rode his bicycle to town. Wang Ying's mother cursed behind his back. Ning Shu turned a deaf ear. When Ning Shu arrived in town, he first went to the small pharmacy to buy birth control pills. He checked the expiration date of the pills. Then he swallowed them. After taking the pills, Ning Shu locked his bicycle and got on the car to go to the county. There was also a police station in town, but Ning Shu did not want to deal with it in town. It was estimated that this matter would be left unsettled. In the end, she might even marry Li Bing, the rapist. Moreover, it was also a scandal if such a thing happened in the jurisdiction. Therefore, Ning Shu could only appeal to the higher authorities. The rapist raped someone and did not receive any punishment. He even got a wife. How could there be such a good thing in the world? Ning Shu took a bumpy ride to the county police station and went to the designated place to report the case. "I was raped. I want to report it," Ning Shu said to the police with red eyes. Since he wanted to report whether he was raped, he had to check it. The policewoman took Ning Shu to the examination room. Ning Shu took off his pants and lay on the table with his legs open. The policewoman checked carefully and then wrote the report. She also took the secretions inside to check if there was other people's DNA. It's freshly broken. Now, we just have to wait for the results. Have you taken birth control pills? The policewoman Ning Shu asked with concern. Ning Shu nodded with red eyes. The policewoman checked Ning Shu's body for traces. There were traces on his back, wrists, and chest. Ning Shu took out the underwear he had changed out of before. This is the underwear I changed out of before. It has his body fluid on it. See if it's useful. It's useful. The policewoman took a plastic bag and put away the underwear. Perhaps the policewoman was also a woman. She sympathized with Ning Shu and did not despise him like other women. When something between a man and a woman happens, the one who is condemned and despised is always the woman, even if the woman is the victim. The policewoman poured a glass of water for Ning Shu. Please tell us the details of the case. Ning Shu took the paper cup with trembling hands. He looked nervous and frightened. Don't be nervous. You just need to tell us the details of the case. Only then can we file a case. The policewoman comforted Ning Shu. Ning Shu stuttered as she explained the result of the incident. The policewoman asked, "Where's your family?" "My family didn't come. If my family knows that I reported the case, they will kill me. Dirty linen should not be aired in public, not to mention this kind of thing. She might really be killed. But she didn't fight for it. She was forced by these people to make a decision. The client didn't resist. What was the fate waiting for the client? Deserted by all, 2 cans of pesticide down his throat. Ning Shu could punish Li Bing silently, but he couldn't just let him go. Li Bing was already an old bachelor in his 30s. If he went to jail for rape, he would be in his 40s when he came out. Another point was that Wang Ying herself was very, very concerned about the fact that she was raped. The surrounding rumors made Wang Ying completely deny herself. Why would she be raped? She was defiled. People all over the world were laughing at her. Wang Ying even despised herself. That was why she wanted to die. She was mentally weak. Her family's education and the surrounding environment had a subtle influence. Living in such a place where men were extremely valued over women, there were even daughters-in-law who gave birth to 3 daughters and couldn't give birth to a son who was kicked out of her husband's family. The value of a woman was compressed again and again. Sometimes, the only one who could hurt herself was herself. Chapter 1513. Wang Ying grew up in such an environment and was very concerned about being raped. She couldn't get over the hurdle in her heart, and she was very concerned about the rumors around her. There was probably no woman who didn't care about being raped. But this had happened, and no one comforted her. The physical pain was fine, but she had to be hurt psychologically again. Ning Shu thought for a while and decided to report the case. The more you cared, the more people would attack you. A true warrior dared to face a bleak life. This had already happened, and he could only remove the barrier in his heart. Of course, just letting Li Bing go to jail was letting him off too easily. Since you like to rape people so much, I'll let you play in jail. After reporting the case, Ning Shu planned to go back. He was ready to face the rumors from all directions, all kinds of verbal attacks and ridicule. The policewoman gave Ning Shu 2 bags of bread and said, "I'll send you back now." The policewoman planned to drive Ning Shu back. Ning Shu waved his hand, "No need, I can go back by myself." "Well, be careful on the road. When our test results are out, we will give you justice," the policewoman said. "When you're hurt, you have to call the police to protect yourself. Compromise won't solve the problem. You did a good job." The policewoman patted Ning Shu's shoulder. Ning Shu's mouth twitched, but the public opinion in society was huge. Especially when women themselves were unwilling to face such public opinion, many times they chose to compromise. For example, if they were molested on the bus, some women would resist, but most would choose not to say anything. Anyway, they would get off the bus later, so it was better to avoid trouble. They only taught women to protect themselves, but no one told men that it was wrong to do so, and that it was a crime. Ning Shu would definitely not compromise now, And there was no reason for her to bear all this. Ning Shu went home in the bumpy van. He had spent a lot of money, and he would probably be nagged when he got home. Ning Shu hadn't reached the door yet when he saw some people gathered in front of his door. What was going on? Ning Shu walked over. These rural women were all pointing at Ning Shu and saying, "You still have the nerve to go out. That's right. If you want me to die, I'll just knock myself to death." Ning Shu looked at the woman who spoke. Her skin was dark, but she was wearing a red dress. She was simply unrecognizable. "Since you want to die so badly, I'll help you." Ning Shu grabbed her hair, which was permed like dry grass, and slammed it against the wall. The woman whose hair was grabbed by Ning Shu screamed, and the others hurried over to stop the fight. Ning Shu pulled her hair hard and tore off a lot of it. The woman howled in pain, "You shameless bitch, you've been fucked by a man." Ning Shu gave him a backhand slap. "Say another word and I'll break your jaw." "You came to my door and babbled. In the future, I'll beat you every time I see you. I'm a bitch. Even if I'm going to die, I'll pull you with me. With your virtue, when you go to hell, I'll pull out your tongue." Ning Shu's face was ferocious, and he gloomily said, "Even if I die and become a ghost, I won't let go of those gossiping women. I'll choke her and pull out her tongue." These women were frightened by Ning Shu's gloomy words. Their faces were somewhat unnatural. You were raped by Li Bing. Say that again." Ning Shu lightly looked at the woman who spoke. "I was raped, but it's better than you having an affair. You're more shameless." "What nonsense are you talking about? When did I have an affair? You bitch, tell me clearly." The woman agitatedly shouted at Ning Shu. Ning Shu took a step toward the woman. The woman's face changed and stepped back. "Still not getting out of here? If you dare to surround my house, I'll be forced to my death by you. You'd better hope that I'll live well. Otherwise, I can't guarantee what I'll do when I'm stimulated." Ning Shu grinned and said. These women who were watching the fun pulled each other away. From time to time, they secretly glanced at Ning Shu. The more you care, the more people will attack you. They will get a more perverted sense of satisfaction from you. Ning Shu wanted to turn around and enter the house. Wang Ying's father threw a stool at Ning Shu. Ning Shu felt something flying toward him. His body reflexively dodged. He saw the stool hit the ground and rolled twice. How painful it would be if it hit his body. Ning Shu looked at Wang Ying's father. He was a man in his 50s. He looked very old and his skin was dark. Wang Ying's father panted and looked at Ning Shu. His face was very ugly. "You still have the nerve to come back. Family misfortune. How can you be so shameless?" Ning Shu said indifferently. "I was forced. I didn't want to. The person who was hurt is me. Li Bing didn't rape others. Why did he rape you?" Wang Ying's father saw Ning Shu's shameless look and became even angrier. Who knows? Maybe he saw that my father is a coward, my brother is a coward, my mother is a coward, and I'm a coward. My whole family is cowards. They only dare to be rude to their family and don't dare to find trouble with him. So he raped me. Wang Ying's father was so angry that he was panting. "Shameless. Look at how thick-skinned you are now. My Wang family's face has been ruined by you. How can we continue to stay in this place? Then are you going to throw me into the pig cage? Even if you want to, you should throw the adulterer into the pig cage together with me." Ning Shu did not expect the news of her rape to spread so quickly. What happened last night was reported to the county in the morning. Now, everyone knew about it. Ning Shu looked at the attitude of her family and felt bitterly disappointed. They did not sympathize with her daughter's pain. They only blamed her for being raped. She didn't do it willingly. She was forced to do it. He didn't even have the courage to extort money from Li Bing. He only felt that it was embarrassing. She wished she had never given birth to such an embarrassing daughter. She did not say a word of comfort. Instead, it stabbed her in the heart. "Sister, where did you take the money?" Wang Chao's mother, Ning Shu, asked. Ning Shu rolled her eyes. "I don't know. I used it all up." "Mom, I still want to buy sneakers and jerseys." Wang Chao shouted at her mother. She looked extremely irritated. Wang Chao was a rebellious adolescent. When she was at the peak of her vanity, she only cared about her jerseys and sneakers. She did not pay much attention to what happened to her sister. She only felt embarrassed. Wang Ying, where's the money? You took a few $100s. Where did you take the money? Wang Ying's mother, Ning Shu, asked. A few $100s was not a small amount. I used it all up, Ning Shu said casually. Chapter 15-14. When Wang Ying's mother heard that Ning Shu had used up all the money, her heart ached. She went out to the yard and pulled out a branch to hit Ning Shu. Ning Shu was speechless. Damn, it felt like the world was really dark. Wang Ying's mother raised the branch and hit Ning Shu hard. Ning Shu dodged to the side and snatched the branch from her hand, then looked at Wang Chao with a mischievous smile. Ning Shu waved the branch and hit Wang Chao. The Wangs were angry, and so was she. Ning Shu didn't hit her elders, but she didn't care about Wang Chao. Ning Shu hit Wang Chao hard. With a slap, a red mark appeared on Wang Chao's body. Wang Chao cried out in pain, his face contorted. What are you doing, you? Before Wang Chao could finish, Ning Shu waved the branch again and hit Wang Chao's face. Wang Chao immediately covered his face. Ning Shu hit Wang Chao hard. Wang Chao cried out in pain and ran and jumped in the yard. Ning Shu chased after him and hit him hard. Wang Chao quickly hid behind his mother. Please save me. Sister is crazy. Wang Chao grimaced. He was taller than his mother, but he hunched his back and hid behind Wang Ying's mother. Ning Shu's mouth twitched. What a good-for-nothing. For every 100 girls born, there would be 113 boys who would be a match. Thus, the remaining 13 boys would not have a match and would be destined to die alone. Ning Shu clapped. Serves you right for valuing boys over girls. These good-for-nothings can't even find a wife. You bastard, how dare you hit your brother? Wang Ying's mother, Ning Shu, shouted angrily and protected her son behind her. Ning Shu tapped his palm with the branch. If you hit me again, I will hit her. Wang Ying had been hit countless times since she was young, and most of the time, it was her mother who hit her. Usually, it was her mother who took care of Wang Chao and gave her whatever she wanted. Whenever there was good food at home, she would give it to Wang Chao first. Ning Shu felt that it was meaningless. They were both women. Why did they have to treat their daughter like this? Could it be that a fight between a mother and a daughter would be reflected in a fight between the same sex? You're crazy. Wang Chao poked his head out from behind Mother Wang. You were raped and went crazy. Now you're taking it out on me. Ning Shu sneered. You better not sleep tonight. Otherwise, I will cut off your tongue. Ning Shu wouldn't hit these two elders. But what about Wang Chao? Hitting Wang Chao would definitely make the two elders' hearts ache. This kind of good-for-nothing should be beaten more often to prevent them from harming society. Expecting a son like Wang Chao to take care of his old age was simply hastening his old age. Shameless thing. Wang Ying's father grabbed the teacup on the table and threw it at Ning Shu. Ning Shu dodged the teacup. The teacup fell to the ground, and the water inside spilled out with white smoke. I am embarrassed, but do you dare to look for Li Bing? Ning Shu asked indifferently. Don't you think it's embarrassing enough? Do you want everyone to know? How did you give birth to a damned debt-seeking girl like you? Wang Ying's mother immediately shouted shrilly and patted her own face. You don't want your face, but I want my old face. Ning Shu, coward, you're quite capable of shouting at me. Ning Shu went into his room and closed the door. Anyway, she couldn't count on this family to seek justice for her. It was just that she didn't care about the person who entrusted her. Sooner or later, her daughter would become someone else's daughter. At that time, she could still receive some gift money. Reading books for a girl was simply a joke. Wang Ying's mother kept scolding outside the door. She scolded Ning Shu for being shameless. She raised such a daughter for nothing. If she had known, she would have fallen to her death when she was born. Otherwise, she would have ruined the family's reputation. In the future, which man would want this damned shameless girl? There was also Wang Chao's croaky voice during his puberty. Wang Ying's father's low-quality cigarette drifted into the room. Ning Shu listened to Wang Ying's mother's words. His heart didn't waver at all. He only felt a little sad. These women were staunch supporters of a patriarchal society. Their own rights, even basic human rights, were deprived, and this idea was passed down from generation to generation. You want me to die, so I'll live on. I'll live better than anyone else. Only when one's heart is strong can one be truly strong. Only when one can treat things as normal can one be truly strong. Everyone exaggerated the matter of being raped. Being raped was the same as being hurt or killed. As long as there was a bit of erotic information, people would always look at women strangely. Ning Shu was cultivating in the room. His lower body had been uncomfortable, and there were some bloodstains on his pants. Ning Shu used the last bit of spiritual energy in his body to relieve the discomfort. When it was time to eat, no one called Ning Shu. Ning Shu opened the door himself, sat on the bench, picked up the steamed bun, and ate the few pieces of meat in the dish. Wang Chao looked at Ning Shu. Usually he ate these things. He was growing. Wang Chao always felt that he wasn't tall enough. Other people could drink milk, but Wang Chao couldn't. This made Wang Chao very dissatisfied. Wang Chao ate all the delicious food first. This was basically the unspoken rule of the family. Usually, Wang Ying wouldn't touch Wang Chao's food. Now that Ning Shu ate the meat, Wang Chao was very angry. Ning Shu bit the steamed bun and ignored Wang Chao's angry eyes. He smiled and said, "Looking at me like this, do you want me to slap you?" "Do." Madman, Wang Chao bit the steamed bun angrily. Wang Ying's father slammed the chopsticks on the table. His old face was full of anger. "Look at you now. Go to the kitchen and eat. I usually spoil you too much. I even let you eat at the table. Look at other women." Wang Ying's father said with a livid face. "Oh, I forgot that women can't eat at the table in this place." He moved a small stool and curled up to eat in the kitchen. Ning Shu didn't move and said insincerely, "Thank you for your kindness, Dad." He asked him to eat in the kitchen, but he didn't even let him eat at the table. Then everyone should stop eating. Just flip the table. So what if you want to live like a yes man? Ning Shu finished all the food on the plate with a few chopsticks. There was soup left. There wasn't even a bit of oil in the soup. Ning Shu burped and said with satisfaction, "This is the first time I've eaten so much. I didn't dare to reach out my chopsticks before." As soon as he reached out his chopsticks, Wang Ying's mother would hit him with a pair of chopsticks. "I'm done. You guys take your time." Ning Shu stood up and went back into the house. Wang Ying's mother's face was ugly. Did this girl go crazy? Now she really didn't dare to hit her daughter. She was afraid that she would beat Wang Chao. Chapter 15:15. Wang Ying's father's face looked even older. He kept smoking a low-quality cigarette without a filter. Wang Chao's face was full of anger. Seeing that there was no food on the plate, he angrily threw his chopsticks away. "What are you eating? There's no food left." Wang Ying's mother immediately said, "You can eat steamed buns dipped in oil." "Super, just bear with it. I'll fry some eggs and noodles for you tonight." "I don't want to eat any more. It's so annoying." Wang Chao's face had a red mark from Ning Shu's slap. It ran across his face and was now a little green. Wang Chao touched his swollen face. "If I'm disfigured, I'll fight it out with Wang Ying. How can I meet people like this? I'm not going to school. Mom, help my teacher apply for leave." Wang Chao said angrily. Wang Ying's mother immediately said, "How can you not go to school? If you don't go to school, how can you keep up with your homework? You still have to rely on high school to get into university in the future. If you get into university, your dad and I will sell everything we have to support your studies. You will be able to bring honor to your ancestors in the future. You guys are so annoying. Getting into university is a distant matter. Anyway, help me apply for leave. Wang Ying bitch will make me a laughingstock." Wang Chao was very annoyed. He went back to his room to play games. Ning Shu listened to Wang Ying's mother's words in the room. She curled her lips. With Wang Chao's grades, it would be a bit difficult for him to get into high school, let alone get into university. Even if you have to sell everything you have to support him, TSK, when Wang Chao gets married in the future, you guys will have to sell everything you have. Ning Shu planned in her heart. When this matter is solved, she will go out and find a job. In this place, there are always some gossipy women who use all kinds of vicious words to attack people. She is now in existence, hated by people and dogs. Her family can't wait for her to die. Ning Shu will wait for the test results. When the time comes, she will be able to catch Li Bing. That old bastard will definitely not let you off so easily. He was an old bachelor who raped a girl who wasn't even 18 years old. He had a wife and a child. What kind of evil trend was this? In the future, a man who couldn't find a wife would go out and rape a woman. Then, he would be able to form a family with the woman he raped. Ning Shu's heart felt like it was about to explode. Even if she was raped, she would never compromise. She would be able to start a new life. The client had never been able to walk out of this shadow. Because of this injury, Wang Ying felt that her life was over. She did not have the right to live a new life. What made Ning Shu even angrier was that Li Bing, who had raped the client, had actually passed by her house. Sometimes, they would even shout Ning Shu's name, attracting a crowd of onlookers. At this time, the Wang family's doors were tightly shut, not daring to let out a fart. Ning Shu looked at Li Bing through the window. Li Bing's ugly appearance made Ning Shu can't help but cover his eyes. No wonder he couldn't find a wife. Ugly and poor. What made Ning Shu even more disgusted was that Li Bing deliberately touched his crotch in front of Ning Shu. Really arrogant. Who told you to be arrogant? There will always be a time when you'll be scared to the point of peeing. It's all because of you, you've done such a shameful thing. Look at you. Wang Ying chattered, why don't you go to hell? How can you have the nerve to live after such a thing happened? You only know how to scold me. If you have the ability, go scold the people outside. Ning Shu sneered. Human feelings were indifferent. Even if they were relatives, they could be like enemies. They couldn't wait to kill each other. Ning Shu took a pair of large scissors that Wang Ying's mother used to make saws. He opened the door and rushed toward the wretched and disgusting Li Bing. Seeing Ning Shu holding a pair of scissors, Li Bing's face changed and immediately ran away. The surrounding people also dispersed, for fear of being accidentally injured. You still don't think it's shameful enough. With your appearance, let's see which man would want you. Wang Ying's father smoked a cigarette, his hand trembled. Hiding in the house like this is not shameful at all. She doesn't have any temper and still wants to save face. What the hell is this? Bitch. Wang Chao scolded Ning Shu. Clearly, he was still holding a grudge against Ning Shu for slapping his face. He purposely poked Ning Shu's sore spot. Ning Shu took the scissors and snapped it twice. Shut up for me, or tonight I'll take the scissors and cut off your tongue. You're a madman. Wang Chao bitterly said. But seeing Ning Shu's calm face, his heart was somewhat afraid. He straightened his neck to make himself look less embarrassed. Useless snack. Ning Shu disdainfully scolded. He's your brother, how can you scold him like this? Wang Ying's mother said unhappily. She reached out her hand to hit Ning Shu, but immediately retracted it. Not only will I scold him, if he makes me unhappy, I'll beat him to death. Ning Shu's facial muscles trembled as he looked at Wang Chao with a ferocious expression. Wang Chao didn't dare to make a sound. Recently, Ning Shu was very overbearing. He didn't leave any food for Wang Chao. With a few chopsticks, he would pick up food and eat it with steamed buns. This made Wang Chao unable to eat properly. He hadn't eaten anything good in a long time. Whenever there was something good to eat, it would be snatched by that crazy woman. Wang Ying's mother felt sorry for her son. In the middle of the night, she made fried egg shredded meat noodles for her son to eat. Ning Shu, who was cultivating, was speechless. He was really guarding against her like she was a thief. But now, no one in the family would yell at her, and no one dared to hit her. Maybe she would go crazy and beat Wang Chao. After she was raped by Li Bing, there were new rumors that Wang Ying went crazy after being raped. The crazy Wang Ying was very crazy. If there was no reason, don't go near her. Otherwise, you might be beaten up. When Wang Ying's father heard these words, he seemed to be very moved. He wanted to send the embarrassing Ning Shu to a mental hospital. Ning Shu was speechless. She was only protecting herself, but in the eyes of others, it was a crazy move. Should she cower, cry, and let others see her as a joke? Satisfy the curiosity of these people who were watching the show. Even if she was dead, these people would still point at her corpse and whisper. Before Wang Ying's father could say anything, she said, "If you want to send me to a mental hospital, then I must take Wang Chao with me. After all, we are so close. Even if my brother doesn't accompany me, I will chop off his arm and take it to a mental hospital," Ning Shu said with a smile and put a rusty kitchen knife on the table. "Mental hospital? What does it have to do with me?" Wang Chao said with a pale face. His face was blue where Ning Shu slapped him. Wang Ying's parents' faces were even worse. They didn't dare to directly say that they wanted to send Ning Shu to a mental hospital. Ning Shu rolled her eyes and patted Wang Chao's shoulder. "Brother, sister loves you. No matter where I go, I will not forget you, my dear brother." Wang Chao was shocked by Ning Shu's pat and his body trembled. "Wang Chao, you're crazy." Chapter 15-16. The siren of the police car stopped at the entrance of the courtyard. Ning Shu curled his lips. The police had finally arrived. In the police car, a few policemen in police uniforms came down. Among them was the policewoman who had served Ning Shu before. When Wang Ying's parents saw the police, their faces changed. They were afraid that they would get into trouble. Ning Shu even saw Wang Ying's mother's legs shaking. He wondered how Li Bing would react when he saw the police. The policewoman asked Wang Ying's mother, "Does Wang Ying live here?" Wang Ying's mother didn't dare to say a word. She brought the policewoman to Ning Shu's room. Ning Shu was lying on the bed. His eyes were red and his face was pale and haggard. "Now you have to follow us to identify the person who raped you. Are you okay?" Ning Shu struggled to get up and nodded. "I can do it." The policewoman helped Ning Shu up. "You even called the police. Aren't you embarrassed enough? You have to make it known to everyone." Wang Ying's father was so angry that his hands were shaking. Ning Shu cried and said, "Dad, I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't want to do it. I was raped. It's not my fault." The policewoman stood on Ning Shu's side and said, "Rape is against the law. You didn't report it. Instead, you covered it up. You are all guilty." Wang Ying's mother's face changed. She pulled her husband and said to the police, "Police, that's not what I meant. I'm afraid that those people will gossip about my daughter. If that happens, no one will marry her." The policewoman ignored them. She brought Ning Shu to the car and went to Li Bing's house. Li Bing lived in the next team. "Don't be afraid." The policewoman grabbed Ning Shu's hand and comforted Ning Shu. Ning Shu lowered his head and said, "Thank you. You're the first one to support me. My family thinks I'm an embarrassment. Don't worry, we will definitely give you justice." The policewoman said gently. He didn't expect to receive encouragement and care from a stranger. Li Bing's family was as poor as a church mouse. He had an old mother, and his father was a miner in his early years, but he was buried. His body had not been found yet. It could be said that he was extremely poor. When the police car stopped, several male police officers immediately opened the car door. They quickly got out of the car and took Li Bing into custody and handcuffed him. Li Bing was so scared that he almost peed his pants. What did I do wrong?" "Female suspect. You have to come with us now," the policeman said. "I didn't." Li Bing guiltily defended himself. Ning Shu rushed out of the car and rushed over to Li Bing, punching and kicking him. "You bastard, you're killing me." When Ning Shu hit him, he did a little trick. "Okay, the law will punish him." The policewoman pulled Ning Shu back. "Take him up," the policewoman said. "No one can take my son away." Li Bing's mom rushed out. "My son didn't rape a woman, it's all because she seduced my son. You should arrest that bitch." Li Bing's mom was a shrew. She sat on the ground and kicked her legs. "It's unreasonable to bully a widow and an orphan like me." Li Bing's mom kicked her legs and clapped her hands on the ground. She cried. It's all because of that bitch who seduced my son. Today, whoever takes my son away, I'll fight it out with you. The policewoman took out the arrest warrant. This is the arrest warrant for your son. I don't care about the arrest warrant. If you take my son away today, I'll die in front of you. Come and take a look. I'm bullying a widow and an orphan. You can kill me. Li Bing's mom's voice was high-pitched. Ning Shu hid behind the policewoman. He looked at the woman who was making a scene in fear. The policewoman was a little impatient. She said directly, "Arrest her for obstructing official business. Go to the police station first." Li Bing's mom was dumbfounded. She was put into the police car by the police. Li Bing and Li Bing's mom were arrested. The policewoman Ning Shu asked, "Do you want your parents to go with you?" Ning Shu shook his head. "I can go alone. My parents think I'm embarrassing." "You bitch, it's all because you seduced my son. Even if you put your NBI in front of my son wouldn't even look at it. He even wants to rape you. Look at yourself. You're the one who forced my son. Otherwise, how could my son have slept with you, slut?" Li Bing's mother cursed. Ning Shu lowered his head and wiped his tears. The policewoman was speechless. She even forced her son. She should look at her son's face. "Shut up. If you continue to make a scene, your son's crime will be more serious." The policewoman said sternly. "Mom, don't say any more." Li Bing immediately said. Since her son spoke, she didn't dare to say anything. In the future, she would have to rely on her son. She didn't dare to disobey her son. However, she still stared at Ning Shu, who was sitting in the front row. "This is all a misunderstanding. It's a misunderstanding." Li Bing showed his yellow teeth and said flatteringly to the police, "Wang Ying and I are dating. We're just doing it normally." Ning Shu desperately shook his head. "No, he raped me. I'm not dating him. He's so old and ugly. Plus, he has a tigress mother at home. No one wants to marry him. You bitch. If you dare to say another word, I'll tear your ass apart. Let's see how you seduce men. My son fell into your trap." Li Bing's mom scolded Ning Shu with her mouth full of shit. Her voice was loud and unpleasant. The surrounding policemen couldn't help but frown. Ning Shu was speechless. The client had to live with such a mother-in-law. It was hell on earth. Every day, she would use the harshest and most filthy words to attack him personally. He really wanted to sew her mouth shut. What an annoying and ignorant bitch. When they arrived at the county police station, Li Bing was taken to the interrogation room. "Wang Ying, good job. Let's see which man wants a shameless woman like you in the future." Li Bing roared at Ning Shu. Ning Shu didn't even bother to look at him. He was too ugly. Ning Shu said, "He's threatening me." "Don't worry, we've seen everything he's done." Li Bing was taken to the interrogation room. The police extracted mucus from his mouth and compared it with the previous one. "Before the results are out, you should tell us the process. That way, you can be considered as turning yourself in," the police said to Wang Chao. Wang Chao's legs kept shaking under the table, but he still firmly insisted that it wasn't rape. "I didn't rape her. She's lying. Yes, she seduced me. You're also men. It's hard to resist a woman's seduction. Besides, I've never had a wife." Li Bing's head was covered in cold sweat. His legs under the table shook even more. His eyes were drifting. With his guilty look, even a blind person could tell that he wasn't telling the truth. You're tuning in to the Passion Pages YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.